All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 4radionetwork.com. I am the Benchwarmer, hanging out hard and fast. We are here broadcasting in the mothership. This is the mothership, right?
What is a mothership?
I got you. Go ahead.
Testing. There we go.
This is the mothership, right?
What's a mothership? The home base?
The mothership is home base.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is the home base.
It is.
Testing.
Okay. We testing everybody's mics, and everybody's mics are good. Okay, so this is the mothership. The mothership is home base.
Yeah, all right.
This is where everything happens.
Yes, sir.
Or at least this is where everything wants to happen. All right, I'm the bench warmer. Sitting next to me is the professor. What's going on, sir?
Everything is everything.
Yeah, how you doing today?
It's all good in the hood.
All right. Sitting next to me and her.
You caught yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting next to him is nobody. And then we got security way down at the end. How you doing today, security?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You good? Okay.
I'm trying to be.
We working a show today, ain't we?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's all we can do is work a show, right?
That's all we can do.
All right. How was your weekend?
My weekend?
Yes. No, somebody else's weekend.
Well, you could have been talking to Professor.
No, I always start over there.
It was cool.
It was cool in the family?
Crazy, sexy, cool.
Okay. So you had TLC weekend.
Yeah.
10 to 11
Stayed
care?
out of this heat.
10 to 11 care weekend?
Yeah. It was crazy, sexy, cool. Real quiet. We got to binge watch some shows and
Binge
stayed
watching
out
more.
of that heat.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed out. Stayed out of
That
it.
heat wasn't no joke.
Yeah, that was key. Staying out of the heat.
Staying out of the heat. Look, Benchwarmer told me, he said, we don't have no plans this weekend, do we? He's like, don't make none. He's
Yeah.
like, He said, I am not going out in this heat this weekend, so don't even make no plans,
What is it?
please.
Say that drama for your mama, because we ain't
Yeah.
having it over here.
He's like, please don't make no plans. I was like, okay, honey.
All right, so, Professor?
I stayed in the Crizab.
And a Crizab. What's a Crizab?
Another word for the house.
His house.
The Oak Cliff style.
Is that a made-up word?
No.
It's not a... I know the crib is the crib.
No.
A Crizab.
You get it from Snoop Dogg.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to make an app for that.
Nah. I stayed at home. We all did. It's hot.
Yeah,
too hot.
The AC in the house is way better than being outside. 15 minutes outside, it's time to come back in the
You gonna
house.
sweat, yeah. I walked around a couple of times and had to come back in.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
He walked down to the mailbox and back.
And back. That's about as
He's
far
like,
as it's gonna get. That's about as far as it's gonna get to the mailbox and back.
But weekend was spent mainly with the family.
Okay.
We didn't really do anything, just stayed in the house.
Ain't nothing wrong with doing nothing.
Yeah.
Doing nothing is better than doing something and getting in
And
trouble.
look at movies and look at television series.
Yep. Doing nothing is better than doing something and getting in trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So I'm trying to do nothing and not get in trouble, then do something and get in trouble. All right.
And we had nobody in the house with us, so it was just me and him eating popcorn, watching shows, and just
Let's
chilling.
see.
Yeah.
The best place to be sometimes is at home.
Uh-huh.
Where it's the safest.
Mm-hmm. Unless
That's
somebody
true.
Safer.
unless you get a batter ram and somebody come raid your house.
Oh my goodness.
that means you got too many things going on. All right, some news here, some sports news. Dirk officially signs his 1 year, $5 million contract.
He now is the sole individual who holds an NBA record for most seasons played
With the
with
same team.
one team.
Yep, 21.
21
awesome.
years.
21. Yep.
And counting.
Yep. Because he might come back again.
He's not gonna let anybody know if and when he retire.
Right.
He's not gonna say it in advance. He don't want the Kobe Bryant
right.
tour.
The fanfare, yeah.
He don't want that.
Yeah.
But 21 years of one franchise,
That's pretty good.
that's just
That's something to say.
Man, that's awesome.
That's remarkable, yeah. That is remarkable.
And 1 year for $5 million. I mean,
well, he cut his salary down almost $20 million. Because last year he made $25 million.
Mm-hmm.
Total, he made $246 million.
But he that's good of him. He said, you know what, I can live off of this, and I'm okay.
See, you can't have players even think that way anymore. It's all about
pay me
my money.
Pay me my money. Right.
Pay me my money. Pay me for what I'm doing based upon the market.
But my thing is,
I need to hold y'all back for a second. He got that sister.
Hey man, look.
And that
it
baby.
Don't matter. He's still making enough money.
Let me tell you something. He makes enough money. I mean, even with $1 million, you can take care of a family without a job for at least 30 years.
You can.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can.
And Dirk seems to me to be the type of person that saves and is very financially savvy with his money. So I can't see that he's just out there being frivolous with it.
Like
He's
some
gonna get
people
my
are.
house. He gonna get my one car, maybe two, because I got a wife and I got my baby. I'm gonna make sure the room is taken care of. That's it.
So
you don't need much more. We gonna travel.
Get a bunch of Bentleys and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Parked
he
up,
gonna
lined
stock up on
like
50,000 cars.
Right.
I hate to say
He
it,
seemed
but
like he was raised right.
I hate to say it, but during the NBA Finals, LeBron James was caught wearing a suit jacket with some shorts, and he had long dress socks and some black shoes.
Need to quit.
But he had a satchel or purse in his hand.
It's a purse.
That was $41,000.
It's a purse, and that ain't gonna be Dirk.
Are you kidding me?
That ain't gonna be Dirk. Let's keep moving because we're gonna get back to that too.
Man.
I got I'm just telling you how T.I. is.
See, remember he's not U.S. He's from a different country too, so their standards are different. Their values are different.
Todd Gurley agrees to a record running back deal. He's making like $60 million over 4 years.
Oh wow!
So he gets a $45 million guaranteed.
Exactly.
Which means the stock market for Le'Veon Bell just went up.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think Pittsburgh is going to do?
They're going to sit and they're going to franchise him, and he's going to probably
not He's gone.
He's gone. He's going to play, but after this year, I'm telling you, they're treating Le'Veon Bell like that, like the Redskins treated Kirk Cousins.
Right.
But with what Todd Gurley signed today, evidently was good news for Le'Veon Bell, David Johnson, and Zeke Elliott.
Well, no, it's not good news for Le'Veon Bell because Pittsburgh already said, I'm not paying you.
I'm talking about, I'm just saying.
For the market?
As far as your worth in the market, that's good news because you know where you at.
For the market.
You know where you at. I mean, Gurley is the top 5 running back in the NFL, but I think Bell is the top. But people keep saying, well, he can't even stay healthy 16 games in a row. I mean, but to me, that's besides the point.
Yeah. Julio Jones will not report to camp.
Well, that wasn't.
It's not a surprise.
I mean, but Le'Veon Bell is not reporting to camp. And then Odell Beckham is going to report, but,
So Julio Jones is requesting the team to redo his contract, and he has 3 freaking years left on it.
Boy,
right.
Sit down and
sign a contract. Sign a payment.
Keep on moving, boy.
My problem is, the problem is you don't want to sign the contract.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
exactly.
You stuck with that contract until
3 years is up.
The situation presents itself for the team to start restructuring. Stick with it.
Sign and roll.
Do what you do on the field.
Mm-hmm. See,
and that's just what that is.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know you better than Sammy Watkins, who's now making more than Julio.
So he mad now.
So, I mean, hey, you don't want to sign the deal, bro. So
Kevin Love signs extension
for
Cleveland worth 4 years, $120 million.
So now he looked at as he's going to demand in Cleveland. We'll see how this works.
Sorry.
Don't forget how effective he was when he was with the Timberwolves. He was averaging 25 and 13 a game.
And how ineffective he was while LeBron was in Cleveland.
Which is why I'm saying maybe this is a good thing for Kevin Love. He's no more go-to guy.
But Kevin Love is not LeBron.
No, it's not.
And you're not going to
bring
himself. And you're not going to bring about a championship. You're not even going to bring up NBA Finals.
But you're in the East.
Okay.
You're in the East.
Yeah, because you got Boston and
Philadelphia and Toronto.
Yeah. Which
and somewhat Washington.
Which Toronto just got.
The East is always up for grabs. Yeah. Now that LeBron is out of the conference, it's up for grabs for anybody.
Yep. And Washington, like I said, Kawhi just got.
Kawhi is with Toronto.
Yeah. Which he says, I just got 1 year and I'm gone.
Boy.
I believe it. I mean, it's too cold up there.
No.
Yeah.
Birthdays. Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, I know this one. I can't say.
You can't answer this one. Yeah.
you do me a favor? Can you unplug this and move it around the cross here because it's like really tight?
Okay, this is part This is part of sports.
Technical issues.
This is part of sports and entertainment.
Come on, so Jennifer Lopez.
Right. No, not that one. This one right here. This one right here.
Where is it?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jennifer
Sorry,
Lopez.
y'all.
Hold on.
All right, we.
I get this.
This is how you produce on air. So while they're sitting
On
there
the fly.
while they're sitting there getting their act together, I want to tell you guys, be sure to go to the website. The news I'm getting is from 401sportsnews.com. So I'm getting all my sports news from 401sportsnews.com. Be sure to go to the website, listen to some music. If you want all day music, R&B, jazz, hip hop, gospel, go to 401radionetwork.com. And then you can listen to all the music, and also you can get the show. If you want to hear the show right now, you can go to 401radionetwork.com, go to the old school station, and listen to the show, because we're on right now. We're on live. Casey, appreciate you joining.
What's up,
Cassandra, should I say Casey or Cassandra? Which one? I got to figure out. But sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh. Anyway.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
So,
I am
again,
for real.
Jennifer Lopez. You see how I did that?
I saw how you did that.
Jennifer Lopez. Let me see.
Thank you. I can move.
She looks so young, and
She does.
You was hitting it last week.
She's
you was on it.
she's still fine.
You was,
I'm gonna say she is.
I agree.
I'm thinking she's around the realm of Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray, I think, is 51. I'm saying Jennifer is 48.
Wow. Okay,
Wow,
you close.
So close.
49.
Ah.
You were so close.
Kadeem Hardison.
I just knew you were gonna get it.
Kadeem Hardison.
Now Kadeem, I think is 51.
Kadeem
he's
Hardison.
in that. No, I think he might be 50.
Kadeem Hardison.
You know, different world.
I'm gonna say he's 53.
Whoa, hit it right on the
Dog.
All right.
I don't know. Ding, 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 ding. All right, Barry Bonds.
Doggone it.
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds.
Him and Mark McGuire are around the same age, and Mark McGuire I think is in his mid-50s. He might be. No, Barry got to be young because Mark is gray now. I'm gonna say Barry's 54.
50. You took mine. 53.
All right, 54 is it.
All right.
That's two.
I should have said it first.
The mailman, Karl Malone.
Ooh. 64.
I'm not going that high. He's around the same age as His Airness,
Who?
Michael Jordan.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say he is 55.
Wow, hit it right on the head.
All right.
Okay.
You got a good memory, a good something.
Born on this day, now dead.
Who
Walter
that?
Payton.
Oh, I love me some sweetness.
I think he died in 98, 99?
99, yes.
Yeah. Hate that.
Me too.
Died of cancer.
Yeah. He would have been how old?
Let me see.
Then I'm gonna give you his age.
Okay, hold on. He's younger than our parents. He would have been 63. Wait a minute.
You already said your age. You already said it. You can't come back.
I can
Can't take it
change
back.
it. I've changed it before. You better be quiet.
See, it's 2018. He died 99, so the difference is 19.
Because he was 30
I'm gonna
something when he
say
died.
I'm gonna say he was 45 when he passed.
I thought he was in
45
his
plus
30s.
19 is 64. I'm saying he was been 64 today.
And I said 63.
Well, actually, he was born in 1954.
So he'd have been 64.
He been 64.
Yeah, 64.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Boy,
All right,
I was close this time.
all right.
I'm
I was
real
close
good
on
with
them last
numbers.
two.
All right, so I had this joke, okay?
Nope.
No, I had this joke, and then
Keep your day job.
we'll go to break. Okay, so teacher was up in the class, stand up in class,
Mhm.
and they were talking about animals, what they've given us. So they said the chickens. What did the chickens give us?
Eggs.
One student raised up his hand and said eggs. Good. So they asked, okay, well, what do pigs give us?
Uh-oh.
One student raised his hand and said bacon. Good, 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 good.
Okay.
Well, little Johnny, what do fat cows give us?
Milk.
Oh, this is a Johnny joke? Oh, Lord. I can't wait to hear what he said.
Homework.
Johnny is a bad kid.
Sure is.
That boy is bad. He need to be beat.
Little kid, little fat
Ooh,
cows.
that's
Fat
a
cows
bad
give us
child.
homework.
Oh my God.
All right, this has been 41 Sports Talk Radio. When we come back, we're going to get into. I got a list in my head of some of the top first round draft choices.
Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna go down a list of just draft choices, and you kind of tell me where would you put these draft choices, and we can do just top 10,
Okay.
but I'll read some of these draft choices and say, you know what, I put that here, and this is just the first round.
We can do that.
Not the first round, the first pick ever,
Okay.
the first pick of that draft. So again, this is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. We'll be right back.
Salute. You listening to the smooth sounds of Ace.
Girl, when it's you and me, we stay on the same level. We both love Mary Jane. We be elevating just the same way. Mary Jane. I feel so special to have you sitting in my passenger seat. Rolling up OG for an OG, yeah. If you really know me, you know I keep the best smoke from the east to the west coast. So you can miss me with that corner, that potpourri. Cause do you know I smoke on the baddest, and my chick is the baddest, yeah. Do you know when we didn't have a lighter, we used the stove. And while this world's spinning out of control, me and my girl keep weed to roll. That's how we roll. Mary Jane and Hennessy, let's elevate together. Girl, when it's you and me, we stay on the same level. We both love Mary Jane. We be elevating just the same way. Mary Jane, yeah. See, I'm her king, so she rolls it in the king size cone. And we don't go half on the baby, we go half on the whole zone, yeah. And we still smoke swisher sweets. You know we love to hit it up in a bun. Feel like that? It don't really matter to me. As long as it stands strong. Do you know my blunts is the fattest, and my chick's ass is the fattest. Yeah. Do you know we smoke till we elevating off of the flow? And while this world's going out of control, you know we keep some Hennessy to pull. That's how we roll. Mary Jane and Hennessy, let's elevate together. Girl, when it's you and me, we stay on the same level. We both love Mary Jane. We be elevating just the same way. Mary Jane, yeah.
All right. That was a little
Ace,
was Ace.
easy.
Ace with some little Mary Jane there. Okay. Hold up. Well, it's just me against the world. All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. I'm sitting in with myself. I got a couple people with
For
me.
real though?
Nah, I'm just playing.
Just yourself.
Anyway. So we want to talk about, we want to get into some of the best draft, or not the best draft big picks, but the first round draft choices. And what is some of your top tens? And I'm gonna run down the list of some draft picks, and you kind of tell me where you put them. And I'm gonna start with because the draft started in 1936, so we're not gonna go that far back. We're gonna start with 19. Let's go with 1960. The ones that really matter. 1960. Let's start with 1960. So Billy Cannon, don't remember him. Tommy Mason. Okay, Ernie Davis was a first round draft choice with Cleveland. But he never played. Never played it down. Bubba Smith was one of them. Remember, he actually played. Bubba Smith played on Police Academy. Remember the tall? Yeah. So he was on Ron Urey. O.J. Simpson. Where would you put O.J. Simpson as far as a top draft choice?
You mean in terms of
just his play on the field, not his play off the field.
You talking about should it be a number 4 pick, 5 pick? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying where does he rank? Let me run down some draft choices. Okay. So you got Terry Bradshaw, Jim Plunkett. Let's see, Ed Jones, Steve Barkowski, Leroy Solomon, Ricky Bell, Earl Campbell, Billy Sims, George Rogers, Kenneth Sims, John Elway, Irving Fryer, Bruce Smith, Bo Jackson, Vinny Testaverde, Andre Bruce, Troy Aikman, Jeff George, Russell Merlin, Steve Edmond, Drew Bledsoe, Dan Wilkerson, Big Daddy, Kijana Carter, Keyshawn Johnson, Orlando Pace, Peyton Manning, Tim Couch. Tim Couch shouldn't be mentioned here, should he? Let's see, Tim Couch.
Earl Campbell is number
Courtney
1.
Brown, Earl Campbell, yeah. Michael Vick, David Carr, Carlson Palmer, Eli Manning, Alex Smith. Wow, I didn't realize Alex Smith was number 1. Mario Williams, Jamarcus Russell, Jake Long, Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford, Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Eric Krischer, Giovanni Clowney, James Winston, Jared Goff, Myles Garrett, and Baker Mayfield.
Oh. So what's the question again? The best first overall
Give me your
number 1 draft
put
picks?
a top 10 together. If we wanted to put a top 10 of number 1 draft choices, history, where would you put? Where would you put OJ in that? Number 1, my top 10 has got to be Hall of Famers. You got to start there, right?
Right. Well, like I said, Earl Campbell is definitely number 1.
Earl Campbell will be a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Yeah, he would be number 1 for sure.
The Troy Aikman is up there.
Troy Aikman would be up there.
Yeah, he's
a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Bruce Smith would be up there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Where would Bo Jackson go?
He was drafted.
He was drafted number 1 by Tampa Bay.
What year?
In 86. Did not play with Tampa Bay. Never played it down with Tampa
What
Bay.
about Bradshaw?
Bradshaw, I would put him up there too. He was drafted in 70.
What number?
He was drafted number 1, 1970. See,
See,
Bradshaw got to be up there too because Bradshaw got like
he has
800.
4 Super Bowl rings.
Yes, 4 Super Bowl rings. He would probably be number 1.
Ooh, this is
He would probably be my number 1. See, Ed Jones would be up there too.
Ed Jones was drafted number 1 as well.
Yeah, out of Tennessee State by the Cowboys.
Okay.
So Ed Jones would be up there. My list would probably with John Elway. See, I would be okay. So you got John Elway and Peyton Manning. Which quarterback would you want? If it came down to the game, which quarterback would you want, John Elway or Peyton Manning?
John Elway.
Oh, that's a good
If
one.
it came
I like
down
Peyton
to
Manning, but
if it came down to 98 yards and 98 seconds, who you want?
John Elway.
God, that's tough.
Elway has proved it a couple of times.
I would
The
go
drive
with John
and the
Elway.
fumble.
That is tough.
To me, Elway was the next captain comeback. Roger Staubach was the first captain comeback. Roger Staubach was the first with he was considered captain comeback.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going all the way back to
We're going back to 1960. Well, no, not 1960. We're going back to 19. I got 60 with Billy Cannon, Tommy Mason, but I think I start with Ernie Davis or Terry. I'll probably start
Ernie Davis. Wow.
Yeah, but he never played it down though.
Right.
Yeah, and he won a Heisman Trophy. He was the first black to win a Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
Bubba Smith was one.
didn't get a
one
chance.
year. So O.J. Simpson came out in 1969. So you got O.J. Simpson in 69. You got Terry Bradshaw in 70. O.J. Simpson be up there too.
Most definitely.
You talking about another Hall of Famer?
Despite his off the field.
We're not worried about off the field. We straight on the field.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Despite
we-
off the field antics.
We stand on the field because if you go off the field, he Hall of Famer another way. He's a different Hall of Famer.
I mean,
If
the only
I did
person I know on here I'm familiar with is OJ. The rest of these cats,
These cats. He called them
I
cats.
don't have enough knowledge
Ed
to
Tuchel
place
Jones?
him. He's after 19. I started with OJ.
Okay, let's start with OJ. Let's start with OJ and go from there.
So what would OJ? What number would he be?
But first, I would have to select 10 players since 1969. We put in the top 10, then I'll place it from there.
Yeah. So let's
I'm doing
select 10.
OJ Simpson,
All right. We're gonna write them down. OJ would be. Well, I agree.
OJ Simpson.
Terry Bradshaw,
Terry Bradshaw. All right, I got
Earl
it.
Campbell.
I will give you Earl.
Mm-hmm.
John Elway,
John Elway. I'll give you John.
Troy Aikman.
Mm-hmm. Troy Aikman.
Bo Jackson.
Ooh.
We said Terry Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's a
saying
bunch
Bo
of
Jackson?
quarterbacks.
Yeah, Bo Jackson.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, you got to go Peyton.
Michael Vick.
Ooh, Michael Vick.
Yes.
I wouldn't put Michael Vick in the top 10.
And
This is yours, right? 'Cause
this is mine.
My list would look so different. Go ahead.
Walter
I'm listening.
Payton.
Wait, I'm listening to his list. His Walter Payton went drafted number 1.
Oh. I just love Walter Payton.
Yeah, I
How
know.
many do I have?
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7. You need 3 more.
Did you say Ed Too Tall Jones?
I don't know.
Not yet. Not yet.
You trying to look down the list? You didn't say Peyton Manning either.
He
thought you
should be
did.
on there.
You want
Yeah,
Peyton
I
on
was
there?
Yeah,
Peyton.
he should be on there.
Okay,
That's 8.
that's 8.
Oh boy. Yeah,
7.
Bo Jackson would have to make my list. Keep looking at this. Bruce Smith on there?
Bruce Smith is not on here. That's
Okay.
9.
My last one would be.
Billy Sims.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Jim Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett. Wow.
Yes.
Who is not in the Hall of Fame.
That's 10. Now
That's your
from
10.
there,
Now, you want to rank them?
Now you rank them.
right.
All right. So while you ranking, here you go. Here's your sheet. While you ranking,
Look at you.
give me your list.
OJ Simpson.
OJ,
Earl Campbell.
Earl,
Ed Too Tall Jones.
Ed,
Troy Aikman.
Troy,
Terry Bradshaw.
Terry,
Did I say Peyton Manning?
Peyton,
John Elway.
John.
How many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Walter Payton. No. I just want Walter Payton.
Yeah, I know. He can't be on this list.
Billy Sims.
Billy,
Looking at some stuff. Dak. No, I'm kidding.
Dak ain't on this list.
I said no. I was just joking. mm,
1, 2.
You said it had to be
3,
Hall of
5, 6,
Famers.
7, 8. No,
They don't have to be Hall
this
of
is your
Famers.
list. This is your list.
I need a
You got
pen.
8. You need 2 more.
man.
How long was Vinny Testaverde in the league?
800 years. He was in the league for a long time.
Bo Jackson
All right, I'll put Bo on there.
and Russell Maryland.
Ooh. All right.
I like Russell
And Russell.
on
Maryland.
and off the field. He's a good guy. We got to get him back on the show.
All right. All right, here's your list. Compile. I'm going to compile my list, and then we're going to go back to, we're going to come back to Lewis.
Do you have one of my pens over there, mister?
If I do, they are no.
Mm-hmm. You done took my pad and my pen.
There you go. Well, I'll take it off. All right, so
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours.
there you
huh?
go. So my list is OJ again. Terry is another one. I'm gonna go Leroy Solomon.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm gonna go Earl Campbell.
My cousin said Walter Payton is the GOAT. Yes, cousin.
Walter
yes.
Payton.
Well, he wasn't number one overall pick.
I know. We just love Walter Payton.
He got the real ones
Martez
there.
says Orlando Pace,
I'm gonna say Bruce
Go.
Smith.
Peyton Manning. What's up, Erica?
Troy Aikman.
My cousin says Baker Mayfield.
No, he might even start.
Boomer Sooner. What's
He
up?
might not even start.
You just leave him alone.
I'm gonna go Drew Bledsoe. No, I'm just playing.
Boy, that's like saying Eli Manning.
I know Peyton Manning.
What's
Although
up?
Eli got two, he's got 2 rings.
It don't matter. The boy played like crazy
Like he
and
is a
got
ring.
fired and should have stayed fired had his daddy not come in and made some moves.
I'm gonna go to. I got 7 here. I got 7 right now. I did Bruce
Come
Smith.
on,
didn't
bitch warmer.
I did Bruce Smith.
You moving too slow.
No, I'll go Billy Sims.
Mm-hmm. You taking my players. See how he does?
Nah, I'll go Billy Sims. Steve Barkowski. No, I'm just playing.
Boy.
Ed Jones.
Our list is looking a lot alike,
No,
sir.
it's not.
Uh-huh. I think you're all in here in my brain, just
No,
picking
it's
it.
not. Nah. And you know what? I gotta.
Montez says Eli Manning is trash. Stop it.
Yeah, he is trash.
Trash with a capital T.
I gotta
Yes.
go with I gotta go with Professor with Jim Plunkett.
So you looked at me
Plunkett.
crazy.
Huh?
But you
I looked
me
at you
crazy.
crazy, but I gotta go with Jim Plunkett because if you look at this list, okay. So I'm gonna put mine in order.
May I borrow your pen when you're done putting yours in order?
Sure.
Thank
Matter of fact, you go first because he's
No.
okay.
Mm-mm.
2, 1.
You trying to trick me?
Let's see. 2,
Water.
3,
Cool, refreshing drink.
4. All right, we're compiling our list.
Those of
list
you
now.
who are watching us on Facebook Live, please share it
5,
to your page. Invite some friends to join us and get their top 10 in if they dare.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Got it. Got my list together. See how quick that was?
Uh-huh.
See how quick that was. All right, so if you're just not joining us, we are actually going over our top 10 number 1 draft choices. You had to have been drafted number 1 overall in the NFL to have to be a part of this list. And there are several of them out there. I can read the list over again, but that's a lot. We started with 1969 with O.J. Simpson, and this list does not have anything to do with off-field issues.
Mhm.
Everything's on the field. You know, what did they do on the field? So while we're compiling the list, Robert Pac-Man's gotta go Vic.
Okay. I'm done.
Vic ain't done nothing.
Love you, cousin, but no.
Vic ain't
No,
done
no,
nothing.
no, no, no.
Yeah, Vic ain't
No.
done nothing. So he's out. Martez says let's just admit the first picks in the draft haven't been that great, and he's right.
That's true.
The first picks in the draft have not been that great.
They
They've
have
been
not
trash.
been that great.
Anytime you have a Tim Couch on this list, that's an issue. Because Tim Couch is a part of this list.
Mm.
All right, so you want to start yours first?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Who's your number 10? Let me see. Let's see.
Bruce Smith,
Okay, you got Bruce Smith.
200 career sacks.
All right.
Number 9, Michael Vick, the only quarterback in NFL history to have more rushing yards than any other starting quarterback, hands down.
That don't make him okay. That's your
But-
list. That's your list.
That's
He
his
was the
list.
offense
Don't be messing with
for a
him.
lot of years.
That's your list. Okay, keep going.
Number 8, Jim Plunkett, who has 2 Super Bowl rings to his credit, and he was looked at as a backup quarterback the whole time.
Right, and it's not in the Hall of Fame. I don't understand that either.
Bo Jackson 7, OJ 6, Earl Campbell 5, Bradshaw 4, Manning, next Peyton, not Eli.
Okay, good.
Peyton 3, Aikman 2, and Elway 1.
Hey.
Okay, that's what I was missing. I'm sorry. I got to redo my
What
list.
you do?
Elway is one I was missing.
You made your list.
No, I can scratch one off. I'll scratch one off to get Elway on here.
Elway is 1.
Trust
so
me.
Elway, Aikman, and Manning
I'm saying,
1, 2, 3.
I'll scratch one off to get Elway on here.
Here.
All right, I'll scratch one off to get Elway on here.
It's gonna be probably one of them old school cats.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I forgot about Elway. That changes the list. All right, Shelly, what you got?
He got to change his whole list, so now he's going to you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I got Earl Campbell,
All right.
O.J. Simpson, Peyton Manning, John Elway, Terry Bradshaw, Troy Aikman, Ed Jones, Billy Sims, Bo Jackson, and Russell Maryland.
Russell Maryland last time. Okay.
But he's in there.
He's in there. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's in there.
I got to go back to front. Well, I got to go front to back because I messed up my list. Because I forgot about it. I had Leroy Solomon as number 10.
Uh-huh.
But I had to knock him off.
Mm-hmm.
So that means number 10 goes to Billy Sims. At number 10.
Okay.
Number
Okay.
9, who I had Billy Sims, number 9 goes to Jim Plunkett.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 8 goes to Ed Tuttle Jones.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 7 goes to Earl Campbell. Number 6 goes to Bruce Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5 goes to
Woo.
where is it? Hold on.
See, you forgot about Elway. He just
Elway is number 2. Elway is number 2. When I forgot about Elway,
Yeah.
I forgot to look at it just messed the whole thing up. I think I have I have Terry Bradshaw number 1,
Mm-hmm.
Troy Aikman number 2.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I got Terry Bradshaw number 1, he's got 4 Super Bowl rings.
I didn't put him number 1 because he had the benefit of an outstanding defense.
Yeah, he did, but he still had to get them. He had to get those.
I know.
He had to throw it.
He had the benefit of an
I know.
outstanding defense.
Troy Aikman got number 2. He had the benefit of outstanding offense. Who Troy Aikman ran that offense?
But thank you.
He's number 2.
So he's the middle of that pack.
Yeah, I have. No, I'm sorry. Troy Aikman is number 3. Troy Aikman number 3. John Elway is number 2.
Okay.
I got John Elway number 2 is because had he had a running game like Terry Bradshaw did and Aikman did, he probably went to the Super Bowl several times. And he went to the Super Bowl actually 4. He lost the Super Bowl 4 times.
That wasn't his fault.
No, it wasn't. They lost the Super Bowl
Blame
4
that on the
times.
GM at
And
the
then
time.
they wound up winning 2 times.
Yeah, he lost his first 3 Super Bowls and
first
won his
three, yeah.
last 2.
Yeah, so 5 times. So I give Elway number 2, Aikman is number 3. Aikman
Okay.
had the benefit of everything. You know, he's number 3. Number 4 would be, who did I have number 4? I had OJ at number 4. OJ Simpson did everything with nothing. I mean, he was like, if Barry Sanders had been number 1 drafted, he probably the same. I would look at him the same way. Barry Sanders or OJ Simpson, who else? LaDainian Tomlinson, when he went to San Diego, they really didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these running backs that come into the league that they don't have any support system, and they still get the job done. Those to me are top. Look, Walter Payton, Sweetness, didn't have no support system. You don't even know who his quarterback was.
Jim McMahon.
No. Before that, Jim McMahon was only a 2 or 3 year quarterback in Chicago. Before Jim McMahon, you don't know who he was.
When was Peyton drafted?
Peyton was drafted in 75.
That was way before McMahon's time.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you don't even remember.
This drafted before Dorsett?
Yeah, he was drafted 2 years before Dorsett.
Oh.
You don't even remember who his quarterback was. Heck, the one quarterback I remember, the one quarterback that I remember is Vince Evans.
Martez says, let's
That's
just
after
the first
McMahon.
picks.
No, it's before McMahon. Vince Evans.
Vince Evans was after McMahon.
No, that's Vince Young.
No, Vince Evans,
No.
who played for the Raiders.
No, Vince Evans played for Chicago before McMahon.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna look it up for
I
you.
Oh,
like
okay.
McMahon.
I'm gonna look it up for
Martez
you.
said, let's just admit the first picks in the draft haven't been that great. And Terry Bradshaw is number one, negative.
I mean, he got to give me a better excuse, a better reason why he's not number one.
Come on, Martez. What's the
You
reason?
just
Why?
can't say
What's
negative.
the reason?
He's got to give me a better reason why Terry Bradshaw's not number one. He's the only quarterback on this list that has 4 Super Bowl rings in the same decade. That's a dynasty. All right. Yes, he did the Immaculate Reception.
Who?
Terry Bradshaw.
Uh-huh.
He was a part of Immaculate, and because of his escapability, he was able to make that throw. You know, now Jack Tatum hit French Fuqua like it wasn't nobody's business. And then Franco Harris was just lollygagging around and picked up the ball, and that was it. But still, though.
So Peyton was drafted in, at least 75?
Uh-huh.
That man didn't get in the picture to the early 80s. I'm going to tell you right now,
Yeah. McMahon.
I might be wrong, but I don't want to take that guess. I'm trying to think who the quarterback was his rookie year.
Who?
Peyton.
Okay, so
Walter Payton.
Vince McMahon came to Chicago in 1977.
Why you say Vince? That's the wrestling promoter.
No. I'm sorry.
Jim McMahon.
No. Vince Evans. I'm sorry. Vince Evans.
Evans.
He probably did play for Chicago.
So what year?
Vince Evans came to Chicago in 1977.
So if it was Vince Evans in 77,
McMahon was like 83, 84 or something like that.
Look up.
Vince Evans played for Chicago until 1983. I guarantee that's probably when McMahon came in.
Okay, I'm trying to think who was his quarterback the rookie year. I want to say
Walter Payton's?
Yeah, I want to say
You don't remember. It starts with an A.
no. I wasn't thinking about no. I'm thinking about. I want to say Gary Huff.
Oh, you think you know it, huh? Let's see. Let's look it up and see. Walter Payton came in the league in
75 is what you said.
75. Yep. So let's go Chicago 75. He was 21 years old.
Gary Huff was
Jack Pardee was the coach. I remember Jack Pardee. Let's see here. Yep, Gary Huff.
Bingo.
Gary. Well, it was a number of quarterbacks. They had about passing. Yeah, the passing quarterback was Gary Huff. He had 2 of them. Bob Alavini was another one too.
Yeah, that's it's probably the A.
Yeah, but Gary Huff was the quarterback in 77.
He didn't last
75.
long.
Didn't last long at all.
No.
Matter of fact, Gary Huff, he was 24. He had from 73 to 78 in a 5-year career.
With the Bears? Or
No,
just
he had,
NFL overall?
he had 3 with the Bears, 2 with Tampa Bay.
Okay.
And the 2 with Tampa Bay was the inaugural years. And
So-
then after Gary Huff, guess who came after Gary Huff from Tampa Bay?
Vince Evans.
No. In Tampa Bay,
Oh, Doug Williams.
Doug Williams.
Yes.
And that was the year they went to the NFC Championship game against who? Dallas Cowboys.
Or was it Dallas? I was about to say the Redskins.
It was the Dallas
Okay.
Cowboys. They went to the NFC Championship game when Doug Williams first got there against the Dallas Cowboys, and the Cowboys creamed them. That's when the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl with Pittsburgh.
Okay.
All right, so that's my list. But I don't hear anything from Martez telling me why Vince
Terry Bradshaw is negative.
is not number one. I mean, based off of this list, who would you put number one? I mean, you could say.
I mean, I put Elway number 1. I mean,
Well, you can say Elway. The issue is this: Elway has lost Super Bowls,
yes, he has.
and it's not his fault, but he still lost
I'm
Super
just
Bowls.
looking at in the whole grand scheme of things in terms of career, how they brought their team from where they were at first to where they were when he retired.
Okay, let me give
Now-
you that. When Terry Bradshaw got to Pittsburgh, they were nothings. Terry, I mean, Pittsburgh Steelers was like they was like a dead rock. I mean, you had no stars on Pittsburgh. When I mean none whatsoever. There'd been a bliss of nothingness for a
Martez
long
says
time.
John Elway is number one.
He agrees.
Yeah, he's not giving me reasonings. I'm giving you reasons why.
So
you
still, we need you to call in.
you say you're giving. You're
I'm
saying
saying I gave Elway one because I'm looking at in the
grand scheme.
overall grand scheme of things, his overall skill set, his work, how he was able to how he was able to move around the way he did. To me, he was a better thrower than Bradshaw. He was a little bit more accurate than Bradshaw. Bradshaw has more rings than Elway. Bradshaw is 4-4. He went to 4 Super Bowls,
Right.
won all 4.
right.
But I think when you have a defense that was a whole lot better than the Broncos defense that Elway has ever been around, to me that's a assist.
Well, but here's the deal, though. Here's the deal.
I can't say Bradshaw's a better quarterback than Elway.
Pittsburgh. We just talking about Super Bowls, okay? The 2 Super Bowls they played against the Cowboys, it was not their defense that won the game. It was their offense.
So Martez says, if Terry Bradshaw and John Elway are in the same draft, who do you take? And that's your answer. That's right.
So number 3 is
Thank you, Martez.
Thanks, Martez.
He answered my question.
Shut him down. Shut him down.
wait. I'm coming from
Who?
a biased opinion of I like John Elway. I like John Elway.
Okay.
That's what I'm coming from, because I mean that's just my heart speaking. I like John Elway. You know, that's my heart speaking. Yeah, I'm speaking.
that's so
I'm speaking from the heart. I like John Elway, and so I'm going to always take John Elway. There's not many quarterbacks I'll take over John Elway, except maybe Roger Staubach. You know, but Roger Staubach's not on this list, and I don't know if I would have him in the top 10 as far as first, if he was a first round draft choice. I don't know if I would have him as a top 10, but Roger Staubach is one of my favorite quarterbacks. John Elway is another one of my favorites. So if we're talking about favorites, I would take John Elway. But if we're just talking about just raw, just the things that he was able to do on the field, John Elway. I mean, that's 1 and 2. That's A and B. You can go A and B with these things. You can flip them if you want to.
And I mean, John Elway, well, Dan Marino was in that draft.
Dan Marino, but he was, yeah.
But
Dan
in
Marino,
83, I was going to say, who was the better quarterback in that draft? But when I thought about Marino, I got to think about that one.
Dan Marino was in that draft too.
But
I mean, the only ones you got is Dan Marino and John Elway.
But if Bradshaw and Elway was in the same draft, who would you pick first? I
See,
hands down Elway.
well,
Based upon
But-
talent,
but
based
your
on the
hand-
overall skill set.
But your hands down is based off of what you've seen over a period of time.
He had a better arm than Bradshaw.
No, not when Bradshaw was coming out of college. You don't know that.
He had a better arm than Bradshaw.
You don't know that. Bradshaw would put the ball right there where you need it to be.
I know that. But
I mean, he throws a deep ball like it was nobody's business. I mean, threw
in
it
terms
right
of
on
arm
the target.
strength, Elway had better arm strength than Bradshaw.
How do you know that?
How I know it? That's why you research.
But you don't necessarily know that though.
You research.
Did you actually watch Bradshaw play? I watched
I
Bradshaw
can't
play.
watch Bradshaw play if I wasn't at an age to where
No.
I'm able to.
But I'm
So
saying,
I have to look at YouTube. I have to look at old NFL films. I have to look at which I have done.
And I'm going off of what I actually physically saw in my eye and say, "Oh my God, here we go again." And you know, to be quite honest, he had some great receivers too. I mean, but shoot, John Elway had some great receivers. He had the Three Amigos.
Rick and Natel. Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson. Yeah, he had Three Amigos.
Rick and Natel, Mark Jackson. Who was the third one?
I forget who the third one is. It Rod?
Guys, right there.
Is it Rod?
No. Rick and Natel. Rick and Natel. Mark Jackson.
Who were the Three Amigos?
It wasn't Anthony Miller.
No, it wasn't Anthony Miller. That was
It
later
was
on.
Rick and Natel Jackson. Clarence K was the tight end. There was a third one. He had some nice receivers. Eh?
Yeah, he did. He had some very nice receivers.
Latil Jackson and
Vance Johnson,
Vance Johnson.
Mark Jackson, and Ricky Natil.
Them receivers,
Yeah,
to me,
was probably the best set of receivers you can get.
no. That's
Oh no, the Clayton brothers,
no,
Mark Clayton, Mark Duper,
no.
who are the best set of receivers that you could be around.
The Houston Oilers.
You talking about
Ernest Givens,
Ernest Givens,
Hayward Jeffers,
yeah,
Drew Hill.
yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was four of them.
It was four of them, and then because they had that run and shoot,
Man, and all four of them had.
they had that run.
That
and
was
shoot.
crazy.
Almost
I think-
1,000 yards between all four.
I think so.
Because who was the quarterback?
Drew
there?
Hill, Warren Moon.
Was it Warren Moon? Okay, it was Warren Moon, and then Andre Ware came in and tore it up.
Why you got to say that? Drew Hill, Hayward Jeffers, Ernest Givens. Who was number 80?
Okay, we're gonna take a break anyway. Okay.
He's number 80. I forgot his name. But
I wouldn't say who was one that number 80.
Drew Hill was 85. Hayward Jeffers 84. Ernest Givens was 81. But there was a number 80.
I forget who the number 80 was.
But that was one of the best group of receivers in NFL history as a group.
As a group,
to be able to produce within one
year.
offense.
Yeah, within 1 year.
Right.
Although, the Three Amigos got something to say about that, though.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah,
then
they
you
got
talked
some
about Mark Duper and Mark Clayton.
The Clayton brothers, yeah. I mean, but you can't throw away what Pittsburgh had with Lynn Swan and John Stallworth. Or you can go Jerry Rice and John Taylor. I mean, there's some receivers out there. Shoot, in my day, Cliff Branch and Fred Blendikoff. You don't remember all that right there.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's do this right here. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna get into the hour that we all wait for, because the sports is just for sports.
Curtis Duncan.
Curtis Duncan, yeah.
Yeah.
Sports is just for sports. They don't really mean nothing.
Oh my goodness. Cut it out.
But again, this is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. We'll be right back. Picture Me Rolling with a little Tupac going on there. You know,
I
Picture
like
Me
that
Rolling.
song.
Picture
Picture
Me
me rolling.
Yeah, for copyright purposes, we can't play it during the commercials.
Okay, makes sense.
For
We can play it for us.
for Facebook
But
commercials.
unfortunately, y'all couldn't hear it unless you was listening to the radio.
True,
Ain't
true.
got no
We can play it
copyright.
on the radio, but Facebook has their moments.
Of
Yeah.
course.
So, yeah.
Facebook keep them on.
Facebook is...
Real quick before we start, I'm gonna say two breaking news just came across the wire a while ago. Seahawks safety Earl Thomas has decided to notify the team he will hold out the entire training camp until
Till he
he gets his request granted, which either you trade me or you pay me. And Baker Mayfield, who we just discussed,
Yeah.
signed this contract. The number one overall pick signed a 4-year, $32.7 million deal.
Go!
That's the number one pick. So
Bulbasaur!
So now that we got that out the
You hear
way,
that, Martez?
now
You
everybody
hear
else
that?
will follow suit.
Yeah.
Sona's up!
I mean, but you know, Cowboys already signed their number one pick, so we all right.
Right.
Hush.
So they got $8 million a year.
Hush.
Pretty good.
Cowboys got all their picks signed, so we good to go.
Let's roll.
So y'all can have all that Boomer Sooner fanfare all you want to, but we good to go. All right, this is 41 Sports Talk Radio on
Headphones drive me
ForumRadioNetwork.com.
crazy.
Y'all have to.
He don't understand hair.
I know hair, but that's okay. We could just position the hair
Roll it.
around
Yeah, look.
the headset. How about that?
It's
There we
your
go.
choice. We're joined on the set with Tashara T.J. Robinson, the
What's going on for 1-1 Radio Network family?
the host of the Power Hour.
That would be me.
Yes.
You know, I went through withdrawal this weekend because I had no power. no
I'm
hour.
trying to tell you.
I know.
Look,
You know,
we
if I
know
could
what to
do,
do with ourselves.
I know if I could do the Power Hour really every day, that would be my
That would be
my
awesome.
heart.
You need to move closer.
I know.
You can just come over every day. and
Don't
just
play with
hang
me.
out.
I know we'll eat and then we'll just do the radio
It's
show.
cool
Don't. Ooh,
to go in
I stay ready for
afterwards.
that. Yeah, I stay ready for that. Yeah, so I had my son's game, and this coming weekend, I'm headed out of the country with some girlfriends. So
Girl.
one more week without the live Power
I'm shaking
Hour.
over here.
I don't know
know.
what to do with
I
myself.
know.
Got no
Do we have some
power.
pre-recordings?
Yeah, we
I
do.
believe you do.
'Cause we got
I
the-
believe
we
the
got
engineer
audio,
does.
But we need some video.
I know. I'm sorry. Maybe I could just do a video from out of the country on
That
this
would be
Sunday.
nice.
Don't play with me.
You can do it, you
Okay,
know.
I might do that.
You can
You're
do
the
it,
media
and we
girl.
can just go
Yeah.
You
ahead
could
and turn
teach
it.
me.
Y'all
Yeah.
recording
Yeah.
on the spot. Okay.
Yeah. You just do Facebook Live. You could be
Good
give us some
idea.
tidbits.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
Give us some tidbits. Give it about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Is this,
Facebook Live, and we'll share it on our network.
this
It's
the
a
entertainment
date.
hour? Go ahead.
Yeah, this is
It's a
entertainment.
date. Go, go, go. Yeah, it's a date.
We try to get our entertainment straight
Yes.
because we have withdrawals. It's just like going no football.
That makes me feel
You know,
so
once you
kind.
get
I know
used
you
to
get used
something.
to every Sunday. I agree. Football and the Power Hour. That's a good marriage. I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't live without
Yeah,
me.
it's power.
That's what I love.
We need to be empowered and enlightened.
I'm here.
And we were just getting into
I'm
you know,
here.
all the steps and
I
everything.
know.
So,
I'm
yeah.
here. I'm not going
And then you
anywhere.
got your new book coming out.
I do. I'm so
Did you
excited.
see the cover?
No,
What?
I
From
haven't seen
pitiful
that.
to
Boy,
powerful. Don't
What's
play
wrong
with me.
you?
Do not play with me.
This is entertainment.
Yes,
Just
entertainment.
entertainment.
Okay.
She has a new book. Tell us about your
I
new book
do.
coming
I have a
out.
new book coming out. It's August. I haven't decided which date
Right
exactly.
around the
And it's right around the
corner.
corner. Oh my God. It's been sitting in my spirit for about 3 years.
Wow.
Literally. It's so
I've
I'm
been
giving
listening to my
birth.
spirit
Yeah.
about 20 years.
Yes. So I divorced my fears. I
That's
started
a long
dating my
labor.
purpose.
Mm.
And now I'm giving birth to my legacy.
That's-
So this
Ooh,
is
get
it.
That's a
girl.
long labor,
Get
isn't
I
it?
It is. It's like an
that.
elephant. An elephant is
Long labor,
I
pregnant, what, 2
like
years?
that.
Yeah. So I'm like an elephant with
Uh-oh,
this,
we got a
with
call
this
in.
book. Oh, we have a
Wow.
caller.
I love it.
Thank
I love
you.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Who's that
so
calling in? Who
excited.
that calling?
469-249-2411.
That's
Is that what they're calling?
That's it. That's
yeah,
what
I've
they
just
call it.
I've just committed it
You
to
got
me.
it.
Thanks to you.
You learned it.
I did. Finally.
Who is that calling in here on my entertainment hour? Who that?
They hung up now.
But that's all right.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
well.
what set you're doing over there.
Anyway, he wasn't ready.
Nah, sure
He wasn't ready.
Anyway,
You wasn't ready and they wasn't ready. But
Well,
she
we stay ready.
is ready. Yeah, I'm ready.
All
So, for the entertainment
Again, be sure
hour,
to call in 469-249-2411. I got
That's
you
right.
covered.
We're
she's
ready.
gonna come in. She done already said the number.
Yes.
Okay,
Like I
okay.
said, whenever we need it.
Okay, so you know the fall season is coming up.
Yes.
And with the fall season comes season renewals
Yes.
for TV shows, TV series.
Mm.
So, what's your favorite TV series that you've been watching that was in for season back in winter, spring, summer, whatever, and now
Power.
it's coming up in the fall.
Ooh, ooh. Okay, huge confession. Huge.
Come on now.
Do not
Come
shoot
on,
me.
tell me.
I don't watch much television.
But you know what? We just started.
I don't. So
We
does
did.
Power still come on?
Yeah.
It does.
Okay, I
It
like
does.
that, but
You
it's
like
been
Power?
about a year since I've really.
I
Okay,
only
it's
watched
been
the
about a
first
year.
season.
Okay, so can I say this without spoiling anything? The last time I watched Power, let's see, Power, the main character and the wife were separated.
Oh, see, I
Ooh,
haven't gotten
ooh.
to that one yet.
Ooh, okay, it's been a minute. So I would
That's
say
okay.
Power. I would
So
say Power
is
for
yours?
sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Now the list that I have is for the major networks
Okay.
like Fox and ABC,
Sure.
NBC, and CBS.
Okay.
So I haven't looked at the one for the cable and Netflix. But Cedric, what's one of your favorites?
Yeah, I'm an Empire type of guy.
You an Empire type
like
of
I've
guy?
never seen
Okay.
an Empire episode.
It's like Power.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
Power.
I like
So you
Empire.
probably would like it.
Okay,
I like
got
Louis,
it.
I know you kind of iffy on the TV shows and stuff too. What
What do you
don't have
watch?
any?
What I'm watching,
Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you watch?
Anything
Black
that
Lightning.
you watch?
Black Lightning.
Black Lightning was good. I
Never
love
heard
Black
of that.
Lightning. Black Lightning is on. Is it the WB or
I,
TBS? It's one of them.
I can't
It's
say
a
because
cable.
I'm a Hulu Netflix dude.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you
Yeah,
can
no, I'm-
I
see.
think it's on WB.
I think it's
Yeah.
WB.
That sounds like
So-
a superhero
That
show.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
I'm
It's
there.
good. It's
You gotta
That is
get,
me.
You gotta
And
get
we
the
started
song.
watching Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
I
got
like
Luke
Luke Cage
Cage.
too. I like him. I like him.
Girl, you got to watch
now I
it.
do
It's
watch
season
that.
2 now, but
So-
we're still on
I do
season
watch
1
that.
catching up.
I do watch that.
I don't watch too many of them because you know Netta got me into that stuff now. But it's Black Lightning and then 911.
911 is good. Is that coming back?
Yes, it's
In
coming
October,
back.
yes.
And what's the other one? I know you got another one.
It's
Come on.
old, but they came back for a 5th season just 10 months ago, and that's Prison Break.
Prison Break.
I have to
I
get to
haven't
that prison
seen
break.
that one.
I have
You
to get-
haven't?
I have
I
not
haven't
seen
seen
Prison
that
Break.
either.
I have to get a prison break.
You
Have
said
you?
5
I gotta get
seasons?
into it. I've been,
Man,
Okay, we're gonna have to
Y'all are
binge on
tripping.
that one. We look for shows to binge because, like, when we
Prison
had
Break
weekends,
is
like, we
all
had-
Yes,
the
where
same.
nothing going
we
on.
had nothing
so we can
going
start
on,
being-
so we
season
just-
one.
Season
prison
one.
break, huh?
I mean,
And it's one of them episodes where the minute you watch the first episode, you can't
You're
get the eyes
hooked.
off
You're
the TV.
hooked.
You good.
Oh,
And that's Prison Break, you said?
Yeah.
Prison
Okay.
Break. Okay, so
Okay,
I'm
got
gonna
it.
look them up. So you said
Wow.
911,
Right?
Yes.
right? Okay, so
Man.
911
I like 911.
is coming back for season 2.
October.
No,
I
no,
know.
no, no. Mm-mm.
Not October.
September.
Oh, it's
Oh.
sooner.
September 23rd. It's gonna be a double header. Remember Sugar? Queen Sugar did a double
of that.
header.
Yeah.
So 911 is gonna do a double header. It's gonna do one night after the NFL.
Ooh.
Oh, see,
So
that's
they don't
what
even
I'm
have
talking
time
about.
for it.
That's
They don't even
good.
have time for
Just
it.
as
So
soon
as
as
soon as the
NFL goes
games
off,
are over,
they're playing.
911 is coming
Well,
out.
on
Then
that's on Sunday, right?
Monday-
That's
That's
okay.
Sunday.
Okay.
Then
Ain't
on
nobody-
Monday,
ain't nobody
the
gonna
second
sleep.
part. So it's a 2-part. For the first one, it's a
Mm.
2-hour season opener, season premiere.
That's pretty
So
good.
then the next one will be on the 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so which is 8 p.m. hours on that Monday. So get ready.
But Sunday
I'm gonna
night
tell
football
you.
will be on. So
It's Sunday night football. Will
That's
be
smart.
On, but it's after the football game.
As soon as
So
it's gone
and
off.
it's very smart.
Very smart.
Very smart.
Mhm.
So Monday
You don't
night
even have to
on
change the
Fox.
channel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so another one that we watch is This Is Us.
You know,
This
I've
is
heard
us.
Wait, wait,
so
wait.
many good things about the show. I've never
wait,
seen
wait,
it.
Wait.
What?
Hold on. Let me precious. Okay.
Okay.
You watch it. I just walk by.
Oh, you don't watch it, Cedric. I heard it's
He
so
was watching
good.
it.
Man
see, this
can't
is
be
what
caught
happened.
watching This Is Us.
Oh, because it's that good. It's a tearjerker.
So man can't be
No,
caught watching.
no.
Oh,
So-
it's
so-
one of those.
No.
Yeah. I
Stop.
walk by. She watch.
Stop being fake news to your listeners.
I'll fall
So
asleep.
you watch it.
I'll
Watch
listen.
it.
We got a couch. We got a
He
couch in the
watches
room, and
it.
I'll just fall asleep.
Just so happened, and
It
it just
just
happens to be on. Of
Exactly.
course.
Exactly.
No, I heard it was very, very good.
It is very good.
I've
So
never seen
that
it.
one comes
Actually, it's
back
pretty good.
on.
Actually, it's pretty good. You gotta watch. You gotta get into that one.
It comes back on September 25th.
Okay.
So you got 911 on the 23rd.
Got it.
The 24th, and then This Is Us on the 25th.
First
Girl, it's
3
just
days of the
going.
week.
The first 3 days of that
Oh my
week is
gosh.
gonna be
What about
on and
Queen
popping.
gotta
Sugar?
find
When
it.
is that coming back?
Queen Sugar's on right now, honey.
Oh yeah.
We've been watching it.
Okay.
You forgot?
I just my sleep.
What
part.
Queen Sugar started on May 29th.
Queen
What
Sugar.
network is that?
That is on the OWN network.
Oh, that's right.
On
I thought it was
Network.
Oprah. That's what I thought. I thought it was Oprah's network.
That's
That's
good.
right.
Okay, so then hold on, let me get back to my list. So you said Empire.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Empire
we
is
said
on
Empire.
Fox.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me go back. Empire, I believe, is also in September, but I forget what the date is. I was trying to get to it.
Why they
Okay, Empire is renewed for season 5, and it doesn't have
Awesome.
the date on here. Hold on.
why they split them out? Why they spread them so far? I mean, you go
I
from
have
May
no
to
clue.
Because they gotta
May to
get you ready.
Man, I'd be
It
asleep by
almost
then.
follows like a fall school season.
Yeah.
Is that what the seasons do?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
so like August, September to
But,
May.
but then you can't really watch it because if you have kids, you got to worry about the kids and stuff like
But
that.
it
Well,
comes
that's
on
why you
after they go to
have-
bed.
Yeah,
Then you need-
and you can
Record it.
record it. Hello.
But who wants to watch recorded TV?
Yeah, well, y'all just said that y'all binge all the time. People watch
And we
record
don't
TV
have
all
no
the
kids.
time.
What
Don't
you talking
don't
about?
let me know it's recorded. Just let
Just
me put
play
it
it.
on.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
it's probably
But see,
recorded.
my girlfriend said
Don't-
this.
don't mess me
Remember
up
we were
like that.
talking to my friend this weekend. We
Yeah.
went over to visit, and she said, "You know what she does?
What?
She said she starts the show about 15 minutes late,
Later.
so that she can scroll through
Through the
commercials."
I like that.
You know what?
I like that.
I like that idea.
I
I'm
like
gonna
that.
make sure I do that.
Mhm.
So Empire, I'm waiting on this screen
To
come up.
refresh.
As soon as I find it, I will tell y'all what the date is. But anyway, I'm just so excited about all these shows coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And you said
No.
Prison Break.
Prison
So I
Break.
need to
That's
find
it
out
was.
what Prison Break is.
Man, I am stunned. You don't know what that is.
I have not seen. You know,
That
I've heard of
is
it.
good.
I
Never heard of
haven't
Prison
watched
Break.
it.
I have.
Oh my
I heard.
God.
We used to, what was that Breaking Bad?
We watched
You seen
Breaking
that
Bad.
one?
But
Yeah.
that
You seen
no
Breaking
longer
Bad?
comes on, right?
I heard
Breaking
of it,
Bad
but I haven't
is
seen
done.
it.
That's
you
what I
gotta
thought.
see Breaking Bad.
We
That
watched
was
it
the
till we couldn't
chemistry
watch it no
teacher.
more.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that
I've
was
never
good.
seen it. I've
Oh, that
never
was
seen
good.
it.
That was good. But
But
they
that
only
was
got
good.
one season though. They only got one season. That's it.
What?
Yeah, I hate it when they just got one season. And you know what?
It didn't have no one season.
Yeah, Breaking Bad only
Breaking
had
Bad,
that.
no, it didn't.
Oh, they did have
It
the
had
first season.
several. It was like 7 seasons.
Oh yeah, but
Oh,
then
we
stopped
just
it.
We just went back to
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
okay,
back
okay.
to back.
Oh, that's a couple of days binging. Y'all forgot to go eat, I'm sure, when y'all watched
We
that.
was just sitting there.
Hey, I
Yes.
lost weight that week.
I bet you did, because you didn't eat. You didn't leave the television.
And what's so
Yeah.
crazy, my daughter started me watching Breaking Bad.
Yes.
When I went to Arizona to visit
Yes.
when my granddaughter was born. And I told
You've been
Steph
hooked
when
ever
I got
since.
back, I said, we got to watch
You got
this.
to find
And
out.
you know what? I hate that's off TV now. Shots fired.
Oh, that was so
Ooh.
good.
With Sanaa Lathan.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
Is that your girlfriend?
Should have said
Oh,
that.
Don't say that
That's
name.
his
Oh,
older
Lord.
and white. Look, he got one, and Cedric's is Janet Jackson.
Lord.
That's your
have mercy.
girlfriend? Janet
Hey.
Jackson's your girlfriend?
I always tell Shelly if she knock on the door,
I was being-
I'll send a
You
check
out.
home.
I was being
Yeah.
honest
I'll send a check home.
with my wife.
Yeah.
I told her if I married her,
If
so now Lathan, it's just that she's mine.
She's
She was
hers.
okay with it as long as we don't sleep in the same bed together.
Yeah.
So we good.
I'm going further. If she
All
knock
right.
on the door, I'm
I
sending
mean,
a
we
check
play
home.
like that. I mean, because her boyfriend is Idris Elba. So, I mean,
Cedric know what mine is. He
we
was trying to
play
pretend
like
like
that.
he did
Denzel.
Denzel. is
So
your
what I
man.
do is I spike Denzel tea in her coffee in the morning.
Uh-huh. And then you look like Denzel.
So I got
Tried,
every
tried.
once in a while I sit on the couch and say, "My man."
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Okay, so Empire, September 26th.
Oh, that's the
So
same
it's
week.
a full
Well,
week.
that's a whole week. Wow.
That's a full
That's the
week
same
of
week.
watching
Yeah, yeah.
premieres.
Yeah. You're going to
They
take off work.
all-star girl. I'm just
You gonna take
gonna
off work.
take the whole week off.
Mm-hmm, so you can watch
Yeah.
television. Because you're going to be up
I'm
all
not
night,
gonna- I'm not
too.
gonna get no sleep.
No.
Mm-mm.
You're going to stay up all
And then
night.
I'm gonna be catching up on them before you have to go back and watch the last show.
Of course.
Right before
The
you
last-
watch the
yeah.
Of course. So you can get
yeah.
caught up.
Yeah, so you gotta get caught up and you gotta remember what happened in the last show. So when the premiere starts,
You
You
know.
can be
Yeah.
right there.
Almost
Yeah.
like it's a
So,
smooth right on
make sure
in.
you don't
Exactly.
miss no
Mhm.
details.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so that's coming up. You said Prison Break, so I'm waiting to see what
Yes.
that premiere
Prison
is.
Break.
Prison Break.
I've never heard of that.
Y'all have Netflix and Hulu?
Uh-huh.
Yes, of
That-
course.
So we gonna
it's-
catch up on
It's
Prison
on
Break.
Hulu, not Netflix. It's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu. And you
Okay.
know what?
Hey.
Cedric had me watching this
Please
show
watch that.
called 60 Days
Oh
In.
yeah, that's
It's
good.
good too.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
real
gosh.
good. Yes,
Oh
that's
my
real good.
goodness.
Isn't
Six days
Oh
in
my
is when
goodness.
they pick about 8 people
Okay.
who've never been to jail or prison or anything like that, and they put them
Police
in.
officers,
Oh,
paralegal,
no. Oh,
Marine,
no.
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
kind of folks.
And they put them in, and they don't tell none of the guards that they're and all they're supposed to do is get intake. They're supposed to get intel. What's going
Oh
on
my
in the prison?
gosh.
You know, how they get drugs in, how they get them out,
Oh.
what happens, and they're supposed to report back. But
gang activity.
they spend 60 days in.
So
Oh,
the warden
no.
of the prison is the one
Who knows about.
Yeah, he
Yes,
knows about it,
yes.
and his top assistant knows about it, and they put all these people in there, and they have like a what is it? A code? Like if they're in
cold.
distress,
They in distress.
they
They put their hand.
hands
Yeah.
behind the head. So they like if I want out, I got to be able to get out.
Yes.
Mhm.
So this
Oh,
one guy went in with his son. I was like, how?
He actually
You
went
take
in
your
for himself,
son.
and then he asked your son, "Do you want to go?" And then he wound up taking the son, and he got so anxiety he
Yeah.
wound up leaving for his son.
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
"So you gonna
Yeah.
put your son in harm's way, and then you gonna leave?"
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, homeboy, stay there.
I was
Exactly.
like, are you
No.
serious?
Oh,
And
no.
his son did better than he did.
Yeah, his son stayed the whole ride
Mm-hmm.
because he was, and the problem is that they got separated.
Oh,
So
that's
he was
right.
a-
he
he
was
was
probably
one-
worried about
Yeah,
his
he
son.
had
One part, and then the son was on the other part.
Of course.
You know, and
Yeah.
then, and he was a martial arts fighter, so he thought he was gonna get into it with these Bloods, and he figured the word was gonna get over that. That was so he got.
Oh, yeah.
And then take his son out.
Of
He
course.
he created that anxiety on his own.
Man.
Thoughts.
And that's when the
huh?
son said, "Well, bye, daddy. Well, you probably created that on your own, but bye. I see that. I'll be here."
Exactly. Yeah, he was no good then.
Yeah, yeah,
inside with that type of mindset. No good.
But and they're from Colorado. They're Mormons.
Oh,
my
yeah,
goodness.
That was the other thing.
So
So,
the
he
son-
was a virgin.
Yeah. So the son said, "Well,
Oh,
shoot.
man.
Since I can survive 6 days, I guess I need to start dating now."
Might as well. If I went through that.
I might as well
He
go
deserves
back.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So, Lewis,
Yes.
it looks like Prison Break is not expected to air until at least 2019.
Right. They
Wow.
just finished
Filming.
season. I think season
Season
5. They're
five.
working on season
They're
6.
working on season 6.
But Prison Break before season 5, when they came on the air 10 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
after they finished season 4, that was way back in 08, 09.
Mm-hmm.
And so many fans wanted them to bring back Prison Break that they went ahead and started a
Start
season.
filming.
Season
Five.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So season
And
5,
then-
is it going on right now?
Season 5 in May of this year.
Okay.
So we
So
can
now
go.
you go back and watch all of it.
So we
Wow.
got
So
time.
we
To
can
catch
go.
up.
We can
Yeah.
catch up. Yeah.
Wow, trust me,
2019.
it took me from season 1 to season 5. It took me
A
close
month.
to a month
Oh, for
to
sure.
catch up. If
Wow.
you watch it one episode, no, I did 3 episodes a day.
You don't work on it 2 weeks.
Either you work, you didn't work, or you stayed up
He
late.
do about 10
Without the
episodes a day.
commercials,
Jeez
because
Louise.
10.
You staying up late.
Look, we started Luke Cage.
Yes.
And woke up the next day and we was on season 7. I was like, did we watch that many?
You
He
did.
said we sure did.
You
I was
did.
like, oh
No.
my
Let's
goodness.
get it right. I watched that many.
You slept.
He went
In
in.
The TV
Yeah.
watched you that
See,
many.
it
It happens.
Let me tell you
It
something.
happens.
That is a law.
No.
When the TV come on, you
That
go to
is a
sleep.
law.
No, that's not a
The
law. That is not a law.
If you're watching it with somebody,
No.
you can't go out
Yeah,
and
you
leave.
can't
you
go out
can.
and leave
Yes,
them.
you
That
can.
is a law.
because-
They need to
Page
stay up.
279
They-
in the book.
Because when
I
he
tore
started
that out my
falling
book.
asleep, I said, okay, honey, I'm turning it
Oh,
off
wait.
so
Yeah.
we can watch it together.
But you fall asleep right in the middle of like it's getting ready to go down, and you.
And you did too.
Well, no.
You did too.
That's
And
That's
I
when you
stopped
kept
it.
nudging her.
I did.
No.
I nudged him and tried to wake
She
him up.
was
He
trying to
wouldn't
nudge
wake
you.
up.
No, you nudge her.
He won't nudge.
No, sir. No,
No, he
sir.
said I would do that to
Oh,
him.
no.
Yeah, you nudge
No
her.
way.
I'm terrible. Don't
Black
wake
out.
me up out of a good sleep,
I
girl.
go-
I'm terrible.
Okay, well then you
I
just
go-
gonna have to
I
get
wanna
left
know-
then.
Did
Well,
you see
TJ,
that
I go to
movie,
work
Bring It
and-
Down the House with Queen Latifah?
Right.
No.
Girl, that man tried to wake her up. She
Yeah.
woke up and knocked
Steve
him
Martin.
out.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah,
I
See
did
how
that.
she did?
I
That's
go to
me.
work
That
and the boss
way
think I'm
That's me
fighting.
when
No,
you-
Okay,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
never
fine.
mind. Well, then you're
Try to
gonna get
wake-
left
right.
then.
You're right, exactly.
You're gonna get left. You're
Yeah.
not gonna hit me.
I'm like,
And,
just turn it off.
no,
No,
Turn it
exactly.
away.
we don't know how long you're gonna sleep.
Exactly.
A day, 2
2
days,
days,
It
what?
was 11 o'clock at night. It's
Then don't
time
start
to
it.
go to sleep.
Well, then
Don't
that's
start
the
it.
law. If you gonna start it,
You
if
gotta
you don't
finish
think
it.
you can finish it, say, babe,
Don't
let's
start
just wait.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
No. Thank you. Thank you. Shoot, we're gonna start tonight after y'all
Anyway,
leave.
Well,
he ready. He ready to watch.
I hope you
Luke
take
Cage.
you got some
No
Folgers
dose or
coffee.
something.
You, no dose or some
Yeah.
coffee, because you up for tonight.
Okay, so that's some of the shows
I
that's going
definitely
on.
want y'all to
for
watch
fall.
that show. That should be your next assignment.
What's
Prison
the
Break.
Yes.
Yeah, we
It's
gotta
that-
watch
it's
it.
good.
We
I'm
gotta
putting
watch
on-
it. It
I'm
sounds like
Prison
and
Break.
it's not the first time. I think you told me about it before that we needed
Yeah.
to watch it and we just hadn't got to it.
Okay, I'm
So,
putting that on the
The
list. That's on
Gifted.
the list.
Remember The
The
Gifted?
Gifted. Yeah, when is
The
that coming
Gifted
back out?
renews. I don't know when, but it's renewed.
heard of that.
It's been signed up for renewal, so
Okay.
we watched that one too. I just cannot believe The Simpsons are on season 30.
I believe
and
that.
it has been renewed
I believe it.
again.
30 years?
I watched it when I was
Seasons.
in middle school and high
Wow.
school. Yes,
Yeah.
No, that
it's
was
a
high
classic.
school.
Yeah.
That was high
It's a
school.
That was
classic,
high
and
It
school.
came
it's
out.
still
It came out in
going.
88.
88.
Mhm.
1988.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember.
It's still going.
So-
It's
I had a
still going.
Simpson shirt.
Sarah,
Yeah.
you were not in middle school in 88.
You are correct. I thought it was longer than that. I was in high school. 1988. I was in
just
high
saying,
school.
you know.
Yes.
The Voice
You
has
were.
been renewed for season
I'm just saying.
15.
You were in middle school.
It's a whole bunch.
No,
So,
I
so
wasn't. I
anyway,
was
if you
elementary.
guys want to see all of the shows that have been renewed,
Yes.
canceled, or
Yes.
pending, you can go to tvguide.com and
Got
look
it.
for fall TV schedule. So
Cool.
it'll list them all there, but you got to actually search to find what the
Your
dates are for
show.
the season
Oh.
premiere.
All right.
Yeah, but it will tell you which shows have been canceled, which shows have been renewed, and which ones are pending.
Ah.
Trying to make sure that they're going to do. So I thought that would be a good little entertainment topic
Yes.
today
It's
because
about to be
you know
fall.
it's about
Yes,
to
it
be
is.
fall.
Already.
Oh, wait, and the Cowboys start training camp tomorrow. That's
Excuse me,
renewing.
Yes.
NFL is
We're in
renewing.
entertainment.
Entertainment.
No, it's a TV show that's
Entertainment
renewing.
hour.
The
Oh, it's a
NFL
TV show?
The NFL is renewing
You're
their
wrong.
season.
See,
That's a
August
network,
10th.
first of
That's
all.
okay. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, I was about to say he's
I'm gonna
slipping.
talk some entertainment
Yeah,
during
there it
your
is.
sports hour.
There it is.
Okay, so
Here we go.
next segment. Here we go. This is the
He say, she say.
This is
say,
it.
say. Now it is courtesy
Yes.
of our very own
Yes.
bench warmer.
Okay now.
Courtesy of our very
Oh,
own bench
Lord.
warmer.
Here we go.
Oh, now.
So let me just preface this.
Okay.
Yes, please.
We had this question. Cedric gave it to me on Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
When I
I
called
can't
you,
remember.
it was Sunday, wasn't it?
Sunday.
Sunday.
This past Sunday.
Got it.
And he said, Shelly, I need you to put this question out there and poll people.
Okay.
You know, and I haven't been on my Facebook page a lot lately, my
Ah.
personal page.
Got it.
So I'm in a lot of groups,
Right.
relationship groups, marriage groups, whatever. So I posted it there thinking I was going to get a lot of responses. I got a few,
Okay.
but not as much. So I went and I posted it to my page today and
Blew up, didn't it?
I was like, well, shoot, if I had known that,
There it
I'd put it on here when he told me to put it on here. So he kind
Exactly.
you know, bitch woman kind of got a little upset with me before the show.
It's all right, but we got it
So,
right
you
here.
know, but we good now.
We're here. We good.
He all right. He all right. So anyway, so the question is,
I need power.
There you
do
go.
some women
Uh-huh.
want to be wives for the title alone, but not the responsibility?
Ooh. Okay. May I ask a follow-up question?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
Well, let me tell you what
Okay.
he said.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's
He said we
that's
were
a bitch
talking-
womanism there.
That's a bitch woman question.
Okay, go ahead.
So we were talking, and he
That
was
is
saying that
different.
there are some women
Okay.
who just want to be a wife, but not the responsibilities that come with the title.
Got it.
So we were watching some show or something popped up, and that's how
Okay.
he kind of came up with the question, and he wanted me to poll folks about it.
Got it.
So when we were talking, I was telling them, I said, well, what are the responsibilities that you're talking about?
Got it.
That's going to be to me, the defining moment of what this question encompasses, because some people may think that a man wants a wife just to cook, clean, do this, and this.
Okay.
But there are way more responsibilities
Okay.
that are beyond just those things right there. So your follow-up question is,
Okay. My question was going to be, what was the context that brought this question up?
look
Okay.
at that, I'm a mind reader.
Because your motive really speaks to what you're looking for. Okay. So with
Come
that
on,
being
TJ,
yeah,
come on, give it to us.
what you're asking, okay, I want to know what motivated the question. Is there something you can share with
That's
our
only
listening?
he can answer.
Yeah. Is that
Only he
something?
can answer.
Now, I understand
Okay,
that you
okay.
guys said you were watching a show.
Yeah, I can't
I
remember what
get
show
it.
it was.
We watching show. There you go.
You were watching a show,
Okay, so let me go back to let me give you. Go ahead.
and then extra. What prompted the question? And two, why is it just from a wife's perspective versus you asking why is it that a man wants to be a husband and not the responsibilities, in addition to a woman wanting to be a wife without the responsibility? So I just want to know why it's just.
She do the same thing I do. No,
I'm just
Get a
asking.
taste of your own medicine
Yeah.
sometimes, okay?
What was the motive from just coming from a wife's
Now you get to
perspective?
see how it feels
love
when
just
you
got
do
to-
people like
Oh, do
that.
I?
Reverse the
Is it-
question.
okay.
Reverse
So
it.
I just want to be sure that we are as unbiased as possible, but really it speaks to what your motive is.
Okay, so
Okay,
so
come on with it, bitch.
all right, here we go. The reason why I asked the question is
Okay.
because we do a lot of, as far as, let's talk the whole quote unquote counseling thing.
Got it.
As far as a man's perspective in the household, his responsibility in the household. When you go to counseling, your counselor, especially if you go to a Christian counseling,
Got
they're
it.
going to tell you about, man, this is what you need to be doing.
Got
If you
it.
do this, you do this, you do this. So
Pastor Evans.
so you have so you're given all those responsibilities that you're supposed to do in the household, you know, and let's take care of that first.
Got it.
Okay, then we deal with this right. We deal
Got
with the
it.
woman. That's one.
Got it.
So that's one perspective. The other perspective is this right here. In the Bible, it talks about a man's role and responsibility in the household. You know, he's supposed to
Okay.
be the provider of the household. He's supposed to be
Okay.
the protector. It lays out a lot. And this is just in general.
Understand.
You know, this is not, you know, just you can't. This is in general.
Got it.
You know, you're supposed to lead your wife. You know, the Bible even talks about husbands bathe their wives in the word. You know, so
Got
you're
it.
supposed, it talks about that right there.
Got
But
it.
the Bible, there's no really distinction of a woman's or a wife's responsibility.
Okay.
But there is though, and this is what's always looked over.
Go ahead.
Is what that responsibility is, and I'm going to let you guys speak to what you feel.
Preach says it looked like you by yourself today.
Yeah,
man.
I know.
Okay.
I mean, because if you don't understand, go ahead.
So it sounds if you don't mind me restating what you're saying.
I mind, but you go do it anyway.
You are saying when it comes to counseling, you feel that, especially from a Christian counseling perspective, the man is always told what he's supposed to do first. And if he handles his business first, then everything else should fall into place.
Should line
That
up.
should line. And what you are sharing with me, and I'm feeling it, is you're frustrated with that.
No.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. Because it's as if
Boy,
you're saying,
oh boy.
it's as if you're saying,
Boy,
okay,
oh
why
boy.
Just a
is
regular
I'm a
conversation.
man, but why are you always talking to me? And there's a responsibility that this woman has, and nobody's addressing the woman. Am I correct? Do I feel that a little bit of frustration?
So what you got there?
I think I hit the
No.
proverbial nail on the
You
head.
read
Okay,
that so
let me.
right.
Okay, so I just wanted to check the
Wow.
motive first.
This is he say, she
Wow.
say.
Okay, and he said it.
And she
And
said
he
it.
said it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to be sure I
You
was
brought it on
right
the show,
on
didn't
when it came to what I was perceiving from your spirit. So this is my perspective. I was married for 19 years. I think we went to more marriage conferences and read so many books. We went to counseling, individual counseling, couples counseling. We did a sex challenge. We did it all. And yet I am divorced. So what that taught me was this. You can do all the right things and still
Get divorced.
get divorced.
I agree.
So I am now at a beautiful place in my life where I am no longer in an exclusive relationship. So I get to ask myself, what is it about me? I can't worry about him. Not my responsibility. I can only
Gotta focus on
control
yourself.
me, right?
Yes.
So I'm at this juncture now where I'm going, okay, what was going on with me? As a matter of fact, that was a question a counselor asked me when I was married. Tashara, what was going on with you where you felt like this was the man for you?
Ooh-wee.
So you know what that question did for me? It took the onus and focus off of him, put it on me. So as I sat with myself, I realized I had some erroneous thinking. I was dealing with my own parents' divorce, and I felt like I had to go make a family. That's also in the Power Moms book. But anyway,
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
right? So once
Nothing wrong
I
with
sat
that.
with myself, I realized, I was moving from a place of lack. So I felt like this person would fill in all those broken places. So I brought that up to say, if you still go into a marriage from a place of lack, then you're expecting this other person to do all of these things to make you happy, to fulfill all of these duties and roles. And if they don't do it, then it's their fault that I'm not happy. So my first thing is this. I don't really focus on a lot of rules and duties right now. I just don't.
Amen.
Because here's the real. When I started focusing on Tashara,
Mm-hmm.
I'm single now. It's a little easier to do
Well,
that
yeah,
now.
yeah.
It is.
You can say
When I
something.
started focusing on my mindset, the fact that I'm a free will choice making individual, I have power, okay? And then I started affirming who I truly am as far as my identity goes. I found one important result. I don't really even deal or focus on what I should or should not be doing, because a natural outflow of my identity is that not only am I kind to people, I am trustworthy, I am a person who is giving, because I understand the law. Whatever I give out, I'm going to get back.
Amen.
Right.
So I don't
Amen.
sit here and go, well, this is what my man needs to do. I don't have a list.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Because when I focus on me, my mindset, my identity, and again, operate by that law, whatever I give out, I'm going to get back. You know, it just kind of seems to all kind of fall
Flow
in
naturally,
place.
yeah.
So, to answer your question specifically, there is a duty that you believe women are not doing.
Wait, wait, wait.
That's what you said.
Boy,
Isn't that what he said?
boy,
He said there is a duty.
I did not say a
Well, 'cause
duty.
we-
A responsibility.
Responsibility.
Because here's where I'm coming from. Everybody has a responsibility within a marriage. There
There's
are
roles
there are
and
roles that you
responsibilities.
have to play within a marriage. You can't just go to a marriage and say, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm just gonna sit here and just do what I want to do.
But see, the
But
thing
then
is
you
this.
just missed what I said.
You did.
Right. You
You
said
did.
but
But it's just like the
it's not a-
story
it's
that
not a
Pastor
duty.
Evans said.
No, it's not a duty. It's something that flows within you that you
It's a
automatically do.
natural. It's a natural,
It's a natural
response to
response
each
to-
other, to love
Exactly.
one another and do things naturally. Like what Pastor Evans said when he talked about that story about the man that made the list of his wife of the duties. You didn't hear that story? Pastor done told it about 3 or 4 times. There was a man who married this woman, and she was a very loving woman, but he had rules in place for her. You have to do this. You have to do this. A big long list
Got it?
of duties and
Got it.
responsibilities.
Got it.
And she did those things begrudgingly.
Correct.
Until that man died.
Correct.
When he died, she married someone else. That person was loving, attentive, considerate, did not place any restrictions on her and any rules on her. She ended up doing everything on that list for him.
Correct.
Naturally.
Correct.
Without being told to do it, without even being demanded to do
Okay,
it,
so
or anything like
let
that.
me say this right
So
here. I
my
think
thing is this:
I think
there are
you're taking-
responsibilities. Excuse me, I'm talking, sir.
True.
I am. Now you know Lewis will tell me if I'm cutting you off. So
Go ahead, go
he's told you that. Anyway, so there
Wish I
are
had a whistle.
things. There are things that we as husband and wife, like you said, there are roles that we play. There are specific roles that we are supposed to play. If you come to, Christian counseling, there are things that we're supposed to do. But in a marriage, I feel like it's a partnership, and there are things that when you for instance, with the cooking and cleaning the house, that is not my job to do that. I choose to do that because I love you and I want to serve you as my husband, not because you're demanding me to do that and that's my job or my responsibility. But when you ask the question, and that's why I was asking you, what responsibilities are you saying are only for the wife to make a person say that I'm not a wife just entitled, I'm a wife with responsibilities? Because for me, as your wife, is anybody's wife, and just looking at other wives, I'm like, I don't have no job duties and responsibility. This is not a job for me to be a wife, to be in a marriage. It's not a job. I do things because I love you and I care for you. You know what I mean? So when you say that question, it's like, what are you talking about? What responsibilities are you talking
I
about?
gotta raise my hand.
Clarify that question, please.
Well, just based on the question,
Mm-hmm.
there is an assumption there that there are some responsibilities and duties that he believes a wife does have. We don't really have to
So okay, so
guess about it.
so let-
That's real
So-
because
so-
he brought up the question.
So let me put
And
that
he's
on.
old school.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
old school. Who that on the
Who's on
phone?
the phone? Got to be Eddie.
Is that preach?
that's Preach.
What's going on?
Well,
Preach?
hold your question.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead,
I'm
preach.
kidding.
What you got, preach?
Well, listening to what y'all are saying here,
Preacher.
everybody has a certain responsibility. Well, before I get into that, let me apologize for not being on the show with y'all. Duty calls where I had to be away.
You're fired.
His responsibility called.
That's your responsibility
I mean-
to be here, and you're not here, so you're fired.
Yeah, okay.
You're like, whatever, I'll be there next week.
If that's your responsibility to fire me.
No, sir, it's
I
not.
never was hired anyway.
I love you. I'll see you
Okay.
next week.
But anyhow, going into a marriage, and I also share this with you all, you got to go in with an understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just giving you a real simple deal. My wife, before I married her, was used to be in the yard. Well, I feel different on that. I like being out in the yard. I say, okay, I'll help you in the house where you want me to help you, but mainly inside the house is your responsibility. Outside the house is my
Awesome.
responsibility.
See?
And especially the way I like my yard, she's not going to want to pay for that.
But see, every marriage is
Or do it
different.
herself.
Right,
And
right,
it's true.
preacher?
Every marriage is different, so you cannot go by how I set my house up the way he set his house. Now, my wife understands if I buy groceries, okay, baby, come on, do some cooking for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do put food in the refrigerator for it to be cooked. Now, sometimes I'll be at home.
You will put it
and
up.
I'll do the cooking
Mm-hmm.
because that's just how it is
Mm-hmm.
What's it?
from time to time. She'll come in on the evening. I'll put out the good china. We sit in the former living room. It's just her and I.
Mm-hmm.
She never done that.
Let me kind of preface this real quick.
And then I'm gonna read some comments from our audience.
All right. Yes, you're right. Every marriage is different.
Mm-hmm.
But in every marriage, there is a foundation that God has established.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm coming from. Is the foundation that He established is the responsibility. God creates a headship.
Oh,
You know, the role of the man is supposed to do A, B, and C. He's supposed to protect his wife. That's his role. That's his responsibility. He is supposed to provide for his wife. That's his role. That's his responsibility. There are things that God has told man to do. And that's where I'm coming from. It's funny that when you get to women, well, shoot, if I feel like doing it, I'm going to do it. If I feel like loving you, I'm going to love you. You know, no. God has a specific thing for a woman to do as a wife. It's not if she feels
I
like it.
know, girl. Look,
No, if,
this is the one I got to live with.
her responsibility
I'm gonna
is
need you to go to Ephesians.
a part of her responsibility.
First Peter.
No, a part of her responsibility is to respect her husband.
Respect.
That's her
Remember, but Pastor
responsibility.
Evans said we don't have to love you. We
No.
just gotta
I didn't say
respect
love.
you.
I said respect. That's her responsibility.
Okay, well, what is
Oh,
It's
respect?
to respect your husband.
Correct.
That,
Okay.
and that's
What
what
is
God
respect?
said. God
Now,
didn't say, well, if I felt like I respect you, I'm going to respect you. No.
Correct.
He said, you're
That's
supposed
correct.
to
No,
respect
I'm not.
You are
I'm not
correct.
debating
He is
that
supposed
at
to be
all.
her. She is supposed to be his helpmate.
Correct.
Now,
A suitable
A
helpmate.
suitable now God
Now,
would never
what's a suitable
God would
helpmate?
never bring God brings a suitable helpmate. He would never bring you somebody that's not suitable. So if God
I don't
brought
know about that.
you know what I mean? No. He don't bring him. You might
Oh, you
find
might
him.
find them on your own. Yeah.
What you're saying,
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
what you're saying,
Can I implement this thought right quick?
I don't know. Depends on what you're trying to say.
Let's say a man ask and put God in the home.
All right.
You remember when we talked about marriage, right? And we saying marriage is holy. So if there's going to be an understanding of responsibility, let's look at it what God says. And first of all, man and woman should be submissive to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you are submissive to one another, you don't have that image in your mind only the way God would have you to be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You make it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, because when you look at responsibility, you're no longer looking at God.
Hold up, preach.
Okay, so
What,
TJ
what
been-
can happen with this type of conversation is it can quickly devolve, not evolve, but devolve into a debate.
Right.
He said she, which
Well,
is why we call
okay.
it.
He said she said.
Okay.
Oh, we're right on
so
point.
here, we're right on point.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
the
what we
question
call it.
I now pose to the group, it's a rhetorical question. Please don't answer out loud. Is do you want a debate or do you want a solution? Because that's two different paths that we're going to take here. Okay, now if we want to debate, we can go all night. He said, God said this, do this, do
No,
this.
we only got
That's
20.
fine.
We only got 20
We
minutes.
got 20 minutes. Okay, so for me, okay, like I said,
30.
I rarely at this age, 46 years old, divorced 3 years, I don't really focus on duties. I don't. I focus on my spirit because everything flows from that. Okay? You can work with somebody who tells you you got this duty, that duty. Now you're probably going to do it because you are fearful that you're going to lose that check. Right?
Job, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you may hate the job.
But
You
you
may
got to do it.
hate it, but you're going to do it out of fear because you don't want to lose that job.
So you get another one.
You can do the same thing in your marriage as well. You can come home and say, you better cook, you better cook, you better go to work. You're going to be there,
But
but
you're
the
going to be mad.
spirit is horrible. Okay? You're going to be married though. Is that what you want? I don't. Been there, done that. I've had the arrangement before. Okay? I want a spirit. I want a connection. Okay? Isn't that what the Most High wants from us?
Yes,
He doesn't want to say
Lord.
do this, do that. Now
He
you
wants
can't.
relationship.
No, how many miserable Christians do y'all know? I know a whole lot. I can
Whole
name them
bunch.
right now.
Yes.
Now
Lord.
y'all can. We're talking about a spirit
Oh
here.
Lord.
I know
Yes,
some
buddy.
complaining,
Break it down.
miserable, backbiting, as we used to say a long time ago.
Hey.
Baby, I can name them. Now we're talking about the same thing. They may be doing the right things, but
But
the
the heart is not
spirit
there.
But are
is
they doing it with the
good.
right spirit?
So for
Exactly.
me, the spirit is life. If you don't get that spirit right, you're going to continue to have just, well, he's supposed to do A, B, and C, and she not doing A. Spirit ain't right. So what I would suggest is
I
that
don't like
you
it to
go
be a
to,
command.
well, you first have to,
Yeah, if it's,
You
if it's
first
a demand, we're not
have-
gonna be able to do it.
well, you first have to master yourself.
Right.
You
Period.
can only control yourself. Just
I
like you
am
said.
so when it comes to me, because I am used to self mastery and mastering myself, I'm not even looking to master somebody in my next relationship.
Amen.
I mean, and I agree with that, and that's the point I'm trying to come from. That's the point I'm coming at. If I come into a relationship as a man and say these things I need to do, and the reason why I need to do them because I think it's going to make for a better household. And it's just what I want to do. Okay, these are things I'm going to do, and this is what I've been taught. And it's what I'm supposed to do. It's not a supposed to. It's just naturally who you are. It's just natural.
Correct.
I just naturally do this. I just naturally want to provide. I naturally want to,
Correct.
I naturally want to do that now. Now
Correct.
here's the issue though.
Okay.
Now
Don't be
because,
forced.
no, it's not forced. Now here's
No, I'm
the
saying
issue.
nobody wants to
No,
be forced.
No. But here's the issue though. If I'm reading my word and I say, okay, you know what, these things, because God said this is what, and this is gonna make it better, and this is part of my natural ability.
Got
this
it.
is part of who I am. I would want my spouse to have the same mindset to say, you know what, this is my mindset. This is what I'm. This is.
one.
However,
Let me
here's
read
the
some
thing.
comments real quick. you
Okay,
guys.
comments because
Let me read some comments.
I got to get on that. right
Okay,
there.
so Ronnie Suber says, I agree with Cedric. There are some women who want to be a wife, but more so in name only. They don't understand what it really means, the self-sacrificing, the blending, the praying, the partnering. It's an effort, and I'll never call it work. Pamela Keaton says, absolutely, and every single woman is not a wife. The Bible says that a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, not a man who finds a woman finds a good thing. And then Erica, and we got some more. I'm gonna read one more, and then I'm gonna read the other ones later. Erica said, yes, I believe so. A man once explained it to me. He said some women are infatuated with the idea of marriage. All of their lives they have chased matrimony but only because it was just a prize, merely a competition, or just an accomplishment, that validated them because they feel insecure as a woman. This is why once they actually are married, the foundation is so weak, it almost immediately begins to crumble. They are not dedicated to the responsibility, dedication, and hard work that accompanies marriage, and their partner is the one who suffers the most from the big disappointment of this unfortunate reality.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, so you said if you feel like you're doing all of these things because this is just who you are,
Right.
okay, you would hope that your spouse would have the same type of mindset,
Desire.
pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the truth.
They won't.
No,
reality.
that's not what I said. The truth is, you chose that spouse. Okay? Now hold on. Now let's sit here. Because I'm going to go back to the beginning. The Most High created you a what? Free will, choice-making individual. Okay? Did he make us get married? Nope, he did not.
Well, he brought us a helpmate.
Did he
chose
bring
it.
her? Did you choose?
No, he
chose-
actually brought us a helpmate.
You chose that. He did not tell. Is it a commandment to be married?
No. God said it is not good for man to be alone. So I'm going to create a
Better to
helpmate
marry
for
than to
you.
burn.
I'm going to create a helpmate for you so that you are not alone, because he looked around the field and saw all these animals they was paired up. So he said it's not good for man to be alone. So I'm going to create one. So you lay down. So I'm going to create woman, because if it was okay for a man to be alone, he would never create a woman. But he created woman to help man.
But please do not blame the Most High, though.
No, I don't
on
blame
this.
him.
Oh, no, let me finish my thought. Don't blame the Most High on the mate you chose, though. Yeah, it's a whole lot of women out here. Okay?
I'll
So
fish in the
this
sea.
is why
I don't blame him
Okay.
Shelley.
I'm speaking in general. Not Cedric.
ID channel. Y'all remember that?
Because here's the real. Nobody made me choose my mate. I chose that man I married. I could have probably made him fill out a longer application.
Yeah, you didn't have the application.
Like,
did
Don't
you?
play with me.
You got
Don't
it,
play
girl.
with
Did
me.
you have the application?
I
You had
have it, baby.
application.
It's right here.
But you didn't have the application then, though.
Correct, because I was ignorant of my power. No, the Most High didn't make me marry him. It was a whole lot of suitable helpmates for me.
You should have had the application.
But I chose that man based on my own limited, lacking beliefs. Well,
the
that has
question
changed.
Did you choose him or
Or
did he choose you?
Because if you chose him, that was always the wrong
yeah, that
way.
was,
He
the
asked me to
Bible-
marry him. I could have
and you
said
made a
no.
choice.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
I made a
But you
choice.
didn't go out and find him. He found you and asked you, and then you made a choice from there.
But the Most High
But you ain't gonna
does
chase
not.
him down and
Correct.
choose
No,
him.
no.
Okay.
But the Most High does not leave us powerless. Let's
Right.
not
can say
leave
yes or
this
no.
No.
conversation
We're not saying
like, well, it's just happened. You know, this is the one that showed up. I was supposed to. No.
That's like when you cheat. I just fell in it.
Right.
Lord,
Right. You
Lord,
chose
Lord.
that. So again, yes, the Most High said, I will make a helpmate, but he also gave you a brain and a spirit and the power of choice making.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so I
ma'am.
like to get up at 5 in the morning. I probably should have a mate that likes to get up at 5 in the morning as well. I like to smoke
You should
cigars.
be equally yoked.
Maybe I should find somebody who likes to smoke cigars. I want to have
You gotta
10
be
children.
compatible.
Maybe I should find some woman who likes 10 children. Okay, I'm a pretty orderly, timely individual. I probably should marry somebody who's orderly and timely like me.
And money, honey.
Lost me with
Whatever.
Finances.
lost me with the 10 kids thing.
Okay, but the
Okay,
point
so-
is,
She
so
said two.
I
said 10.
I
Oh.
said
You said 10.
10. I said 10.
You know, I looked away.
Wait, Lewis is
I
close.
looked this way.
No.
Look, I didn't
Your mind couldn't handle 10, so your mind just said 2. That's what it was.
He's close.
Right over
Said two.
here.
I'm looking
Yeah.
right at her
No, no, no.
back.
I said 10.
Okay, my bad.
So yes, Cedric, yes, there are responsibilities for men and women. Yes, but in order to have a real relationship, there is no forcing. There
Thank
just
you.
isn't.
No demand.
No,
There
you don't,
is
you
no
don't treat it as
demand.
if, you don't treat it as if it's responsibility, because like where I work at right now, I love my job. You know why I love my job? Because I'm doing exactly what I love to do. And so it's not a job.
Good for you.
You know, it's just whatever I want to do. If I want to, heck, I'll do this. My boss ain't looking, is he? I'll do this.
Don't you say it.
Yeah, don't say it. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway,
He
You
might be
love your
watching
job.
us.
You're right,
know
right.
he
love your
likes to
job.
watch
because
you.
I use what I do now as my meditation ring anyway. So
Good.
if I'm going through something, I'll go design something. So I
Good
do it
for
my
you.
job. Okay, good.
Good for
So when I'm married, I don't look at it as God said you need to be a provider of your household. Well, I don't look at it as a job. It's just what I need to do. It's just what I do. Okay, no problem at all. You know,
He's a good
I need
provider.
to protect my wife. I need to pray over her. I need to, that's fine because that's just what I do. You know,
Thank you.
but I understood. I understand the hierarchy of that too, because that's what God placed down there. And so because you do those things, you know,
But it's
if-
not forced.
it's not forced.
It's because you want
It's because you want to. If you go into a relationship thinking that "Psh, I ain't got to do jack, you know, then what Erica says right. You're going with blinders on.
blinders on.
Yeah, because
And I can understand that. I can see that for both sides.
there are
Let him finish.
yeah, there are
Why you didn't say that to him?
But I'm just saying. Let
That's
him finish.
cold.
yeah
He's
there.
gonna lose his thought in the middle
Yeah,
of what
yeah,
he's trying to say. You know how he is.
Now my thought is lost.
See,
No, but there.
No, it's not.
But in order for a marriage to work, it takes two. It don't take one to say, okay, it takes two, and sometimes those two, you may be have to do things that, okay, you know what, this is going to help this work out. But in order for a marriage, it takes two. Go ahead.
No, when you're finished, I'm just saying I'm next.
Yeah, I got lost when he did that, and I had my train.
No, don't be trying
It really
to blame
did run
it
out.
on-
It ran out the road. It was way on.
Well, I just wanted to get to
It's on
before we
Westmoreland right now.
run out of time. I want to read the other comments.
All right.
So, Reg Johnson says it's so much easier when operating when you're in your own designated spirit. And he says some say men want their wife to stay the woman they married. Women want to change the man they married, but I think this applies both ways. And AD says, is it a marriage or a job? And then for the final one, we have a young person on here, under 25.
okay.
It says,
Who?
there are plenty of men who only want wives because they think that they're supposed to do all the cooking and the cleaning and the child rearing. You know, Medea said cleaning and the child rearing while also working and paying half of the bills. Who honestly wants to sign up to be someone's maid? It's annoying that we continuously talk about wifely duties like husbands don't exist. I'm not a maid. I'm not going to do certain things that I don't want to do, married or not. Just because I'm a wife doesn't mean I have to do what a traditional wife does. And I swear if anyone says you'll never get married thinking like that, then good. Because I would rather flourish alone without someone demanding that I take care of everything and neglect myself. Women want to be wives to show off the ring until they realize that marriage is a lifelong commitment to babysitting. Traditional men expected more because they paid all the bills. But men now expect you to pay half of everything and still be a traditional wife. It's so backwards. Let your marriage be whatever way you want it, and if you don't like it, then get divorced. I refuse to break my back for someone who refuses to lift a finger. That's young folks.
Okay.
Let her
Okay.
comment.
Come
Okay,
on now.
okay.
Come
Go ahead.
on. Woo!
You take
Hit it, girl.
I feel all those comments.
Yes,
I do.
I felt it.
I feel
felt it.
all of those comments.
I felt
but
it.
I'm going to go back to where my spirit is.
Mhm.
We're all free will choice making individuals.
There you go.
Okay?
There you
So
go.
if you want to get married, you have to use the brain and the spirit the Most High gave you.
Mhm.
Ask some questions.
Mhm.
This is what I believe being
There
a
you
wife
go.
is going to look like.
Yes,
A,
the
B, and C.
expectations.
Does that line up with you?
That's
Right.
If it doesn't, next. Hello,
Next.
John. This is what I'm thinking of marriage. Line,
Yep.
when we stay in
Girl.
this victimhood, we're going to end up being bitter and angry, and we're going to go on this whole
And I'm a
tirade of all men and all women. Baby, you running up your blood pressure unnecessarily. Okay? Make a
I love
choice.
that. Ask the question.
Make a choice.
That's why, and some people don't believe this. Premarital counseling is very important because there are some serious questions.
And I didn't do
I'm
it. I
sorry.
should have.
There's some serious questions that get put on the table. And I will say this, some of these premarital books need to be revised because there are no more nuclear well, there still are, but there are some blended families that need more things on the front end before they get married. Parenting, how to deal with the children. There's so many things that you have to ask before you go into marriage because, like she said, it's a lifelong commitment. If you're serious about it, you have to ask questions before you even step into that realm of thinking that you're going to be married. And those expectations, like you said, ask the question.
Well,
What are your expectations about finances? How we going to handle money? How we going to handle getting the house? How we going to do this? Those questions have to be put on the table because if you get with a traditional man that feels like you need to stay home barefoot and pregnant and that ain't what you're trying to do, then that ain't the one for you.
Well, let me break it down real quick, okay?
And there you go.
And Lewis always gets the last word, so
Yes,
break
he
it down.
does.
I'll break this down real quick, okay?
10 minutes.
What is the definition of a helpmate?
A suitable helpmate.
Suitable helpmate. What is the definition?
Can't forget the part suitable.
What is the definition of a suitable helpmate?
You have to decide that for yourself.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Okay, that's what I'm going.
Because the Lord says it's a suitable helpmate made for him. Every man is different. Every man's needs are different.
This is what I'm going with that. This is where I'm going with that.
Okay.
Okay. The response, like.
AD still on the phone?
Yeah, he's still on the phone.
What's up, AD?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Okay.
So here's where I'm going with that. Okay.
I need to be there.
Well,
Yes, you do.
with the chicken. Anyway. but here's where I'm going with that. Okay. And it's not. I hear what you're saying. I agree with everything you're saying. I agree with everything everybody's saying. What we're not getting to is that part that says a suitable helpmate. Okay, a man's responsibility in the household, regardless if he wants to or not. Let's say he's not married. His responsibility in the household is still to provide for his household. He could be his own self, and still his responsibility to provide. His responsibility in the household never changes. God never wavers on a man's responsibility, especially when he's a part of the family.
Okay.
Because he has to. Because there are some certain things that God expects for that man to be. Now, let's talk about the providing part of it. Let's say if he can only work for McDonald's, and that's the best he can do because his education is that and the other, and he's providing the best he can, but he's providing the best he can. So that means you can't live in a big high rise.
A suitable helpmate is gonna help him get better.
A suitable helpmate, exactly. So Shara was like, oh, no.
His wife chose that though.
Right, but
Come
she
on,
chose
guys, you
McDonald's.
guys,
No,
you cannot. You can't.
I
His
get you.
wife chose that.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to go there. I'm trying to go to somewhere with you. What I'm trying to do is this right here. The responsibility of a wife is to be that husband's helpmate. Suitable helpmate. That's the responsibility of the wife. Now, what does it mean? It means that he might not need nothing. He might just, babe, can you, okay, you go to work, you do your thing. You be you. Because that's going to help me be me. You go out and make all of, do, that's AD. You do you, and you be you, because I'm not going to stop you from being who you are. Because that means that I'm doing, and that could be suitable for him. Mm-hmm. That could be suitable for him. Mm-hmm. Okay. But it's whatever that decision is between the two parties, Now, here's where the rubber meets the road. If that decision has been made, okay, well, you do this and I do that, and we both work together, and then the spouse, the wife, decides not to do what was agreed upon, then she's not living up to her responsibility within that marriage.
Correct. Mm-hmm. She has a choice until she dies, and sometimes she chooses not to be that suitable helpmate. Now you have a choice. Period. Mm-hmm. You cannot forget the power that the Most High has given you. And I don't care if you're married or single. You're going to sometimes be married to somebody, and some days they're not going to be that suitable helpmate for you.
Right, and I understand that. But the overall.
You are correct.
The overall.
You are right.
Is the suitable, is it?
You are. But what I don't want you to do, though, is to lose your power trying to make somebody else do something, even if they don't want to do it. That's the only thing I don't want you to lose your God-given power. You are sometimes going to be in a relationship with somebody.
Oh, I'm going to make sure they do exactly what I want.
And then either you're going to die of a heart attack or she's whatever. I don't even want to know.
Exactly. That's what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Okay, so Erica,
that's what I don't want you to forget.
Don't forget.
I got you.
Your
He's
power.
not like that though. He doesn't demand. Thank goodness. Because first of all, I don't do the demand thing, so it's not.
She
gonna
got
happen.
that Napoleon disease.
I have my own power, like you said. So I don't do that.
She got that
demand
Napoleon
stuff. I do
disease.
stuff because I want to. I don't. Yeah, we don't do that forced stuff.
Erica
says, I agree with TJ. But that was not the answer for the question. The question was whether or not people get married for the title. This is referring to a person's intentions before all the rules and, and demands. Where'd it go? It done popped off the screen. Hold on, she added some more. Mm-hmm. Before all the rules and demands come into play. Then she says, if you get married just for the sake of saying you're married, it's a setup for disaster regardless of who is working, paying bills, cleaning, washing, or cooking. If two people marry for the right reasons, then they have a better shot of working out all of those kinks, and details about responsibilities and satisfying one another. Love, loyalty, commitment, and dedication must be in the foundation. And Reg Johnson says we have to stop lumping people into categories because let each individual's actions speak solely for themselves.
Yes, people get married just to be married.
Just be married.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you
Period.
answer the
You
question
are right.
succinctly,
Yes.
there are women out there that
Correct.
want to just be married and title only,
Yep,
and
they
don't
do.
want to do nothing but sit there and get
Eat bonbons.
pampered
Right.
and But again,
What's
it's
the
on the
bonbon?
front. It's on the front end.
Correct.
What are your expectations
Right.
of me as a wife
Right.
What's the
before
bonbon?
we get married?
Exactly.
That
And
way-
there are some men who get married just to have
just to
somebody
have
at
a
the
wife.
house
Yeah, just
to
to
cook
have-
and
like
clean
she
and have
said,
these
have a
children.
maid.
Happens all the time. Yep,
Yeah.
they do it.
What's
Yeah.
a bonbon?
That is a chocolate covered piece of ice cream. Yes. Anyway,
Is it
Oh,
good?
please.
Yum.
Bonbons.
Okay.
yum.
So,
I need
So
some
yes,
right
it
now.
happens all the time. There's so many. Okay, being single
That's because
now.
they're not understanding
um,
what marriage is all about either.
Well, here's the thing. Now that I'm single, you get some of these comments like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're single at your age. I can't imagine
please.
dating now. It's so much foolishness."
If you got to,
Here's the real. It's a lot of
enjoy
foolishness
life.
happening behind these married doors too.
Right, right,
Let's
right.
just keep it
Hello.
100. That's
Hello.
another story for another day.
No,
And
but
another
so
book.
let's don't play
But
with me.
TJ, you good because
Another
here's the
book.
deal. You were married, got kids, then became single. That's a difference. That's the difference between never married, never kids, and you still single.
Right. And we
You know,
had that question on
there's
before
an issue.
too about when you start to date again, how does it relate when you have been married before coming into a new relationship versus someone who has never been married coming into a relationship, and how that dynamic works. Because my thing is this: having been married before, having made mistakes, having seen all the things that I did, coming into the new marriage was like, okay, these mistakes I'm not going to do.
It is.
anymore.
It is.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh
it's-
yeah,
it's-
this is a whole
different
show.
show.
But I'm telling you,
Uh,
I'm working on a show for just marriages, just to have like a panel of married couples
She
talking to people that are married, single,
She's not
whatever.
gonna have me on the panel.
No, he ain't gonna be on the panel because he's old school, and I'm trying to,
Stay off the ID channel.
he could be male chauvinist sometime, and I let him know. I'm like, look, boy, we ain't playing that.
Hey,
Up
a
in this
woman's only
house.
good for two things:
I
cooking in the
love
bedroom,
I love you, but no, it ain't that kind of party.
kitchen in the bedroom, baby. The
So
kitchen in the bedroom.
anyway,
Lewis, last
before
word.
Lewis starts, do you have anything else?
I love coming to this show.
The
I
kitchen
do.
in the bedroom.
It's always a party. Do you hear me?
Well,
It is
all right.
always
And
a
we
party.
need
I
some
love
of your
it.
questions from your application.
Oh,
No, I got.
He say, she say.
I
Email it to her.
Yeah,
I already did.
She emailed me the questions.
How about I do it right now? I didn't check your email address.
The
Make sure
kitchen
I
in the
got it.
bedroom. The kitchen in the bedroom.
Cedric,
Huh? Lewis.
what was that movie where they did that on and he got slapped?
Bitch woman, you not happy.
You're gonna be riding home with one of y'all tonight and keep on. Well, Lewis is about to give his commentary. Preach, do you got anything else to say? Because once Lewis said, that's it. He's the final word on the show.
He got that.
Preach.
12 He got that 12-second delay.
All I need to say, I should have been there, but please forgive me. I have to go to this woman all by herself.
Look, you can answer the question on my Facebook page. The question is there. You can put your comments there and answer some of these responses that I got today.
Okay.
All right, go for it, Lewis.
Professor, good seeing you.
Hey, what's up? Preacher! Okay. So
Give it to you.
I'm gonna go back to the question because I'm kind of what was leaning to Erica because I felt like what we all said tonight is very good data, but I want to get to attack the question so we can answer it based upon how it's presented by him.
Bench warmer.
So-
Yeah, it has nothing to do with my feelings.
Boy.
Now you had to go there. So the
You was
question
all in your
was.
feelings when that question came up.
My motives were pure.
No, they wasn't.
So the question was, do some women want to be wives for the title, but not for the responsibility?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this, before I get into that, you must know your calling. If you don't know your calling, then you won't know where God's leading you. Know your calling. That's the thing that kept screaming in my spirit. Know your calling when you look
Were you
when you
even
look at
called
this
to
question.
be a wife, huh?
And
Or a
and
husband.
trust me, in the Bible, there are instances of where God created you for him to for him to get the glory out of you without you marrying a man,
Mm-hmm.
despite what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got a point again. You a hard point.
But I say that because
Hard point.
it's good. It's not good for a man to be alone, which is true. But there are just some women and men where God created you only for you to serve Him without even being married.
I agree.
Is that none?
So that's what I'm saying. You got to know your
what they
calling
call
first. Identify your calling.
Monks.
Eunuchs, monks, yeah.
Thank you. That's the I could not figure out what that word was.
The eunuch,
So
It's a monk.
Ephesians 5:22 through 24 says, "Wives, submit to your own husbands as." Let me read this slow.
Please read it slow. Come on, Professor.
Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, his body, and is himself its Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also the wives should submit in everything to their husbands. So I wrote down, these are my thoughts as y'all were talking. To answer the question, do some women want to be wives for the title, not for the responsibility? For wives, be a helper to your husband, respect your husband, love your husband, submit to the God in your husband. And I may say, when I use the word submit, as a man, if you don't give your wife no reason for her to follow your lead, don't expect her to do this.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Preach.
I will make sure we get that out the way, because some men are like, well, my wife don't submit to me. Well, let's break that down. Are you giving her a reason to submit to you?
Yeah, I am. She'll get a butt.
I'm not talking to you, even though I'm looking at you. Anyway,
It says, as unto the Lord.
She gonna get whooped if she don't submit.
so
Capital L.
that's
Capital L.
so that's for the godly wife. So again, do some women want to be wives? Do some women want to be wives for the title, but not for the responsibility? My thoughts were, some women get married to carry the name wife, not knowing what it means to be a godly wife. For the women who know what it takes to be a wife, but still get married just to hold a title, indicates that she had a prior motive. It could be just to be his trophy wife, just to be seen, especially if the wife marries a celebrity, which you would see that a lot, and just to have financial gain, including insurance claims upon his death,
Dang. Wait. That's
which
when young.
happens a lot.
That's when young ones married them old 90-year-old ones.
So, do some women want to be wives for the title but not for the responsibility? Unfortunately, the answer is yes.
Yes. Here we go.
I hate to say it, but
You about to get
the key word in this phrase is some, not all.
About to get hit.
Exactly.
Okay, that's why I'm saying yes, because if it said, do all women want to be wives
That answer would be
for
no.
the title,
That
I'm
answer
gonna
would
say
be no.
heck to the no.
That answer would be no.
But some women, yes, you see that all day,
All
every day,
the time.
and it's very unfortunate.
All day,
Happens
all
all the
night.
time.
It's very unfortunate. So I have to answer that question. Stick to the question.
Yes.
It's yes.
Yes. Yes, they
Yes,
do.
you do.
There you go.
And those are my
There you go.
reasons.
Yes,
There
they
you
do.
go.
That's it.
All right.
Well, I was the godly wife, good wife, submissive wife. Yes, I was that poster wife. And I'm divorced.
who wife?
Poster wife.
What's
Whatever.
the poster wife?
what
the
this-
trophy?
No.
They were
The
supposed to.
Ephesians
Not-
5:22
Oh, the
to
post- okay,
24
okay.
wife.
Put a picture
Okay.
to shout right by that scripture.
Gotcha. Okay. I never heard that term,
Yes.
poster.
Like
Okay.
poster
I
child
think we all
or
Child,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Did
And I'm
you smile when they
divorced.
took the picture?
I sure did.
So,
AD says there's only one head. And we know who that is. It ain't you. It ain't me.
yeah, it is
But
one
the
head.
Lord. Lord.
So expound on the poster part. Can you expound on that?
Sure,
I'm interested.
sure. You can
Yeah,
can
we took
do
pictures, sent it to the
all
printer.
the right
And
things.
understand,
You can do all the
understand what I
right.
mean by that one head.
Sorry. hold on, AD. Hold on.
Go ahead,
You
I'm
can
sorry.
do all the right things and still end
They
up
get
in
divorced.
the mess
Exactly.
of a relationship.
Exactly.
Now, my ex-husband told me, I'll never divorce you. He told me that.
Mm.
Yeah, but you gonna go
You
do
go
what
out
you
and
want
do
to
what you do. Yeah.
Okay. So, technically, we had a pretty good marriage from the outset. So I had a choice. I could stay there and be, again, I was the suitable, the helper.
You was
The,
doing your part.
what?
Mm-hmm.
And some. But
He
the
just-
Most High visited me and said, okay, boo, you're choosing this. Don't blame this on me, what I'm doing, what God said. God was
He
like,
gave you an
no,
out. and
I
he did what he did.
didn't. I didn't say, mm-mm.
So let me ask you this question right here. Okay. You know,
So I'm big on not blaming God.
okay.
Most definitely.
Oh, so let me ask you a question. You chose.
I chose.
Did you think, because I always go back to he who finds a good wife finds a good thing.
Okay.
Go to that, and I'll go back to your Adam and Eve. God brought Adam a suitable helper.
Correct.
Okay. I use that. I use that very literal.
Okay.
Okay. So now sometimes we can think God is bringing us somebody and He's bringing us nobody.
Okay.
You know, we get on our own heads. But
In
if
flesh.
our flesh talks. Do you feel like you were brought to your husband by God, or at that point it was like, maybe it was me, or maybe it was something else that because God never makes mistakes.
Good question.
He never makes mistakes.
Question for another. That's a whole nother show.
So because
Good question.
divorce happens, and I understand. I got divorced, and so we can always say, but in our own flesh, do we think, okay, well, God brought her to me, or no, it's just maybe somebody just walked upon and said, okay, or maybe be like y'all just walked upon each other and said, okay, we feel like this is God, and it's really wasn't God.
Probably a little bit of all of that. Depends on the day. Some day, yes, this is the man for me. Other days, this is Satan himself. I'm kidding. I kid you not. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
my
sit
goodness.
here. I'm not gonna
Oh,
sit here and
that's a
say
soundbite for
yes.
that.
One day, I cannot. I have to be
That's a
honest.
good one.
I have to be honest. There are some days I thought, oh yeah, this is the one. The other days I was like, what the heck have I done?
Boy, that's
What have I done?
she's
that
stepping
was
on
taking
toes.
it. Okay.
So let's not sit here and say that it's a
Wait.
one-time
What's so
decision.
crazy about this? We've all been divorced. How many times we ever thought about that? What the heck was I thinking?
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on now.
I've been through a divorce. I was the one divorcing my
Uh-huh.
wife. And to make a long story short, when I married my first wife, I was not saved. I got saved during the marriage. And when I had spiritual eyes,
You
I said to myself, oh my God.
What have I done?
What did I just
Exactly.
do?
well, you see, I got the hand over here like.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
We have another comment here
Come
from
on.
Yes.
Trust
Alicia Billingsley, and she says, define the responsibility. See, this is a whole nother show. We're going to have to do a part 2. Define the responsibility of a wife. Maybe the word should be partner. Women may want the title, but the responsibilities or expectations are different for every marriage. The union between the two is between just the two, which
All
is
right.
what we were
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
before.
This-
Every expectation and responsibility is different because
We can take that question and move it
Modify
over
for
to
next
modify
week,
next
yeah.
week because I got
I like
a whole,
that.
yeah,
I got
that's a whole nother question.
I got a
That's
whole
nother show.
Tell her she just won.
you won.
Please let her know. She
What do
just
you
won.
win? A postcard from
You
401
win the
Sports.
show.
And I'm pretty sure this young lady right here would need to come back for that.
Yeah.
Don't play with me.
Yeah. I got a whole.
I need to hear from her on that question.
Tell her that right
I
there.
know
We
she
gonna-
got
we
a
gonna-
lot in
we gonna
store
Grab
for
that
that.
one and pull it out. We've got to move on. We've got to move on.
We do.
We're gonna grab that one.
Well, AD had something else to say. One more thing.
Andy, you got something else to say?
I thought he did.
Well, basically, Professor covered it when he read the scripture, and that is that when it's all said and done, God is the head of us both. So, like you go back to the question I asked, is this a job or is it a marriage? If it's a marriage, you're working together no matter what the responsibility may be.
Preach.
Preach, preacher.
If it's a
I
job,
know how to clean clothes. I know how to wash clothes. I know how to clean house. I don't wait till my wife to clean the house. If I come in and she's not here and I see that it needs to be done, if I'm not tired, I'll do it. I'm just being honest with you, So, but a marriage is something that two people of the opposite sex work together to do.
He
Yeah, I know I
put
got the-
emphasis
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah.
well, I ain't doing no windows. I'm telling you right now.
It takes
So
time. Kind of going back to one of my previous marriage,
One of
The
them.
last one I had, she only wanted the prestige of my position.
Mhm.
She wants to be first
And
lady.
now I can't get rid of.
Now you can't get rid of her. Preacher got issues. That's why he's staying
Oh
in
my
church.
goodness. Well, I want
Anyway.
to say
Last
last thing.
Marriage is something that two people come together and work together in the holy matrimony of God's presence.
Yes, yes.
Adam and Eve,
No
not
matter what
Adam
the
and Steve.
responsibility may be.
hmm Last thing,
sorry.
you know what
What
Cedric says is,
When it took two, that means that one has to take the whole responsibility.
it's a delay.
Okay,
Oh,
we good. Now.
gotcha.
Go for it.
Okay, so the last thing Cedric says is that, you know, if the Lord was to come knocking on our door, who is he going to look to see whether this house is in order?
The husband.
The
Exactly.
husband. And so,
The
regardless of
husband, yeah.
whether I'm doing what I'm supposed to do or not, he has to make sure that everything is taken care of inside the house, outside the house, whatever. So it's not a demand on me to do it. He demands himself to make sure that our household is run the right way. And you know, I appreciate him for that because it takes the pressure off me to be forced to be the godly wife or the clicker cleaner, whatever. If I want to do it, I do it. You know, if I want to cook and clean for my family,
All
I
the
do
man
it.
is the kitchen and the
You know what I
bedroom.
mean?
The kitchen and the bedroom.
Boy, he's so crazy. He keeps me laughing, y'all. He keeps me laughing. But I mean, we do have our moments, like you said. Sometimes I be like, Lord, what in the world? And I'm sure he does the same thing.
Did that
But
this
at the
morning.
end of the
No.
day, we thankfully have Christ in the center. You know, and that brings us back. We have devotion every morning that brings us back. You know, when we get off track, that brings us back. So
I have a favorite saying. All weddings are similar, but every marriage is different.
thank you.
I have a favorite saying. The kitchen and the bedroom, baby. The kitchen and the
Boy,
bedroom.
throw this microphone over there.
No, okay.
All right.
So we got that out the way, did we?
Thank you for your input.
That
you
was
so much.
That's just
wonderful.
on
Love
point.
that.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
Talk about it all
Got to
night.
have you back every week.
You're not coming
I
back.
love
all
your
night.
insight.
Yes,
not-
thank
you're not
you.
coming
Because
back
you
next
read
week. You'll
that
be-
straight off the bat, girl. You started reading. I was like, what?
I'm feeling a
You
little
go back-
something.
Go back
You
and
read
look
the
at the
wrong
video and look
thing.
at my response. It's like, she is
I'm
reading
feeling
this.
something.
You
I'm
read the
feeling
wrong
something.
thing. You
No,
read too much.
The Most
She got it
High
right.
gives us all discernment. Pay
You
attention.
read too much.
So with the wives or the women or the wives who just want to be wives or prestige men, y'all can see that. Open your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High gives you some discernment.
He
Use
does.
it.
He
What if you don't want to use
Use
that discernment?
it. Well, then
Because you can't?
that's your choice, man. That's
So
your
what's
choice.
next week's
Anyway.
question? I want to make sure
The
that
next
she.
week's question,
Yeah,
we're
next-
going to take
I want
this,
her
we're
back
going to
next week. Let
modify.
her hear it.
We're going to modify what Alicia said. Define the responsibility of a wife.
The kitchen and the bedroom, baby. The kitchen and the bedroom.
Cedric, not tonight. Say it one more time. Start over.
Define the responsibility of a wife. Because women may want the title, but the responsibilities or expectations are different for every marriage.
All right.
That's a
I would let me just do a pre-answer.
Yeah.
The first answer is wife, or if you want to be a wife, first get by yourself.
Yeah.
Sit with the Most High and ask Him, should I be a wife? Start there.
Like
That's
you
your
said,
first
what's
question.
your calling?
Know your
Is
calling.
Know your
to
calling.
Know your calling.
So that's the
Yeah,
first
are you
question.
called to be a wife?
Because
Are
He
you
may
called
say,
to be-
no, I'm going to send you over there to the convent. You be like, okay,
You know
I'm
what
going to
I'm
be a nun.
You ain't ready.
I'm going to
Practice
be,
second,
or,
what they call it, second virginity.
that, or maybe I'm just going to love these children from my sister or from my brother or something.
Mhm,
Let's first figure that out first.
Yeah.
Because you may not be called to be a wife.
Right.
Or a husband.
Or husband, I was
Okay,
gonna
I was gonna say, and I think that's what the question should
Yeah.
be: define the responsibility of a spouse, wife, or husband.
Correct.
I think that needs to be the
Correct.
question, so that because the expectations, like she said, they're different for every relationship.
Correct.
But
You don't know. I can't be a suitable helpmate for somebody that I'm not compatible
Correct.
with. What God didn't call me to be. What He didn't find me for me to go out there and try to be the suitable helpmate for just any old body. That ain't what God called me to do.
I'm gonna share something real quick. When I said know your calling, and I'll be short with it. After I divorced my first wife, I became a bachelor. I was single. I had my own apartment. there'll be nights I'll just be alone, and I'm just hearing from God. I was praying, I was studying His Word, and something came to me saying, "Single life is not for you. You were
Same
made
here.
to be someone that not only respects your wife, but you a lover of Christ. So the love I gave you, you give to the individual
The
that
right
I
person.
assign you,
Yes.
not for what you wanted."
Not in your flesh.
Right, and
Right.
and I will never forget the feeling. I sat in the apartment, and I'm like, I can't do this single life. This is just not me.
Right.
That's when I knew I got close to God, because I felt this calling. You know, I'm not saying go out and rush to get a wife, but
He can
at the
bring
end, if
somebody.
I take you home, you will be a husband. It's just not me, and I wanted to try a single life. Well, I'm like, you know what? If I stay in this single life, and I know my weakness, I'm gonna fall back into sin. The one I'm in sleep with a bunch of women, which is what I was doing
And that's
before
Bunch
I
of
married my first wife. And I said, I don't want to go down the road again, because back then in my mid-20s, I thought it was fun being in
Use buck wild.
every woman's. You know what? It was like I had my homeboys. We was always talking about,
I see that in you.
because I'm saved now.
You done seen that
Trust
bow
me.
tie picture he had the other day?
Trust me, before I was saved, I want to be a gangster. I want to be in the gang. I want to do all this stuff. But God just, I was lost after a while. I had the Bible. The Bible was my map, and the rest was history.
I mean, and
I'm
But
just
it
saying.
was
That-
because you were led intrinsically. You got to look that word up, not extrinsically. Intrinsically means from within. Okay? So each of us has been given a homing device, and you got to figure that out for you. And then once you figure that out for yourself, see who it lines up with.
you always pointing at me.
You aren't you the
But
gauge
I'm
woman
like
about
you,
questions?
Professor. I knew that it was not meant for me to live a single life. I tried. I was there. I was raising my kids, and I was focused on my kids. But I knew, and it was so funny. Cedric and I had been friends for years, and I never looked at him that way. And eventually, we could not get out of each other's presence. We were always pushed together. Something kept pushing us together, and it was crazy. And it was just like, you know what? And then when we started dating, even then I was like, okay, Cedric, this single life, this me and you just dating, what we gonna do? Because I'm not gonna be the person, it's not in me to just sleep around. So we need to figure it out. Either we gonna do this or we not.
So she cut
And
me off
you-
and asked her to marry me.
Well,
I'm coming to you.
I was married, like I said, for 19 years. I've been now divorced 3 years. And right after I got divorced, I thought, yes, well, I'm probably going to be remarried in about a year. Whew,
It took
now,
me 10 after
Well,
my divorce.
right now,
Yeah, damn that.
today,
Yeah, man,
I'm
man.
thinking, I don't know yet. I don't know.
And
I am
thought
not
the same way when I got
desperate.
divorced.
I am
was
not
like,
desperate.
wanna
I
get
don't
married
feel like
again.
I need to have a husband to say,
Mhm.
I've arrived.
I'm
Look at
telling
me.
you.
I've
And-
gotten
and that
married
was my-
again.
and that
I'm
was
not
my
broken. I'm not
I
broken.
was
I'm okay.
Never getting married.
You want sugar
again.
every- I was
After my
married.
divorce,
Yeah, so
it was a done deal for me. It
Today,
was a
when I
wrap.
tell you I am content, I lack nothing. I have love in my life from my children, my family, my friends. I got money in the bank, beautiful roof over my head.
You have to.
So I'm
have
not
joy.
lacking.
And you got a radio
anything.
show.
And I have a radio show.
Okay, and two
And
books.
radio friends.
And two books. Yes, family
And family.
and 2 books
And 2 books.
Yes.
So again,
and another.
I'm not saying that I don't need a man. Please let me be clear. That's
Right,
not
right.
what I'm
Right.
saying.
You're just saying you're not
I
lacking.
love
Yeah,
men. I
feel
love
you, 'cause that's where
testosterone. I do.
Good word.
I do.
That's a good word.
I like manly men.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Just
But
make
I
sure
was
that.
just
You don't want
when
RuPaul?
my first divorce, it was the same thing. I was like,
You don't want
I don't
RuPaul?
think I ever
No.
want to do it again.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
just want to
okay.
focus on loving me,
Yeah, I'm good
loving
right
my
now.
kids,
Yes.
and focus on me.
This
Yeah,
one,
it took
she
me
trying to
10
have you
years.
worried there for a minute.
10 years to get this. It even was so crazy. It's even when Cedric came, and it was obvious that we were meant to be. I still was like resistant.
But you know you can't resist all this, right?
Oh my gosh, have mercy.
No, but with me, I knew I was supposed to be married actually when I was 6 years old. No, I mean,
I wasn't like that.
yeah. Well, here's my 30-second elevator speech. God actually came to me when I was 6 years old, And he said, "I'm going to need you. You're going to need to accept me now." And I accepted him then. He said, "Because what I'm getting ready to put you through, what you're getting ready to go through, I don't want no other man to have to go through, or no other body to have to go through this. Because what you're getting ready, and I remember it like it was yesterday. You're getting ready to go through some things, and you're going to need me to get you through it. I'm the only person that can get you through it. You're going to make some mistakes, and I'm going to help you through it. But you're going to have to you're going to need me." So I accepted him when I was 6 years old, and I knew right then and there that you know what. And he said, "Okay, here's what we're going to do." And he actually walked me through every step of the way. I mean, walked me through every step of the way. Now, did I make mistakes? Oh heck yeah, I was in the gang. Because I felt like he knew I was going there, and even when I was in the gang, he protected me through that gang. I got stabbed a couple of times in the back. He still protected me through all that right there. Got married the first.
See him as a gangster.
No,
He told me that. I was like,
actually, anyway.
Did you see a picture I posted on Facebook? We were dressed in all blue.
I didn't see it.
Oh my
No,
God.
no.
I'm just saying.
No.
I'll show it to you.
Actually, the group that actually stabbed me in the back went through SOC. Remember your golden girls? Them right there, the golden girls.
Oh,
Yeah, they the ones who stabbed me in the back. I mean, sliced me in the back. Anyway, so I had to go through all that right there. Went through the first marriage and everything, and that was probably the divorce was really hard because of where I came from. I didn't want to have my kids have to go through the same thing that I had to go through. So I immediately thought about divorce. When I thought divorce, I thought they was gone, and I didn't want that. So I fought tooth and nail to keep that. And one of my mentors, who was Jim Washington with the Dallas Weekly, he said, "You know what? Your relationship with your kids is totally different than your relationship with your ex. So you need to make that relationship with your kids that relationship with your kids." Once he told me that, that's when that relationship, man, my kids' relationship, I mean, it's really good right now. I mean, it's actually great right now. So he knew what I was going to have to go through, but he knew that I could not be. He preferenced me and positioned me to be married, not single. So I went through all that right there. There was one point in my life that I went through a homeless period. He knew I was going to be homeless, and even in that point, he took care of me every step of the way. I mean, I didn't want for food. I didn't want for anything like that. With the paper, because of the paper, I could go anywhere. Matter of fact, when me and her was dating, we go wherever we want to go, and we eat for free because the restaurant owners knew me. So we go to whatever club, I drink for free. So he took me through all that because he knew exactly what I was going through. So my purpose was never to be single. It was always to be married. And it was purposed that way when I was 6 years old. So I knew exactly what I was doing, where I was going through. That's just my elevator speech.
Well, that wasn't 30 seconds, though.
That's why you're going to be on the IG channel after tonight. All right, so we've gone a little bit further than we need
Just
to.
a little.
Yeah, so let's keep moving real quick.
You don't want to take a break?
No, we ain't got a break time. We took like 12 breaks.
She's got to go, so we didn't
You got to
take a
roll?
break.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got break time.
Yeah,
Then.
she just come for entertainment.
She been entertaining.
That's for sure.
My spot.
All right.
Guest.
So we're going to take a quick break because even though I produce the show, I don't run the show.
Oh, my goodness.
So the
So
runner
crazy.
the runner of the show tells us we need to take a break. So we'll take a break. When we come back, we will get into some cowboy talk. We haven't talked Cowboys in a long time, have we? Yeah. The season's starting up. Training camp is actually tomorrow.
Well, the State of the Union is tomorrow. The training camp is Thursday.
Okay, so I stand corrected again. State of the Union is tomorrow. Training camp is Thursday. And we will be right back.
Let's roll.
All right.
That was good.
That was great.
Fun. Oh my God.
Thank you.
You done?
Ready?
It's on.
All right. I had to put that little song on there. Love's Patient with Tommy Sims. Yeah. All right. Are we back? We back? All right. This is 41 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. Man, that was a jovial session right there, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I was spirited.
Very, very, very. And y'all need to stop pointing at me.
Oh, nobody know you.
It ain't me.
AD say he home with his wife now. Good night.
Yeah, he said he had to make sure she take care of responsibilities.
Oh, no, he didn't.
All right, this is 401 Sports Talk Radio on 41radionetwork.com. We got any breaking news so far? Anything that's going on in the sports world? I know Odell Beckham said he is going to go to training camp.
He better.
He better, yeah. Yeah, he was thinking about her. And then you know, Le'Veon Bell is not going to be in camp.
Right.
So and he actually said that this will probably be his last year in Pittsburgh.
Which I kind of believe that myself.
Yeah.
Other than that, there was nothing else other than what I mentioned earlier. Kawhi passed his physical today, so the trade is official.
It's official, yeah.
Yeah.
But now he only did a 1-year contract too, didn't he?
Well,
He the option.
He's finishing out what his contract with the
Spurs,
Spurs.
yeah.
It was a trade, so he got to finish this year out in that contract.
And then he said he may not come back next year.
May is the key.
Yeah, that means Toronto has
You know,
got
things and situations can change people's minds.
they got to wind it down.
He's in the East now.
I know that should be
So-
easy for him.
He should.
I mean, but the East is wide open, like you said.
Mhm.
It's wide open. Boston, Toronto, Philadelphia. It's just wide open.
And then Kevin Love, he got 4 years, 120 million.
Yeah. I said
30 million a year at his age.
He is not worth it. He is not worth 30 million a year. Not worth it. What do you think? He's not worth it.
Not at his. I mean, but nah.
No, not he wasn't worth it
Look,
when he was. He wasn't worth it.
He's
when he
still fairly efficient. He proven that playing alongside LeBron James in the playoffs where he was hitting those killer threes
Yeah,
in moments of the game. I mean, he's still a great rebounder.
but my question is efficiency worth 30 million? I can pay you
It's worth 30 million
if you ain't got nothing else.
No, it's worth 30 million if you can put up at least 20 plus points and 10 plus rebounds per game as an average in all 4 of those years. It was worth it.
Now is it worth it? No.
Well, according to the Cavs,
Oh yeah, it was, they signed it. They did the
decided
deal.
to not just start over. They don't want to be back on the bottom barrel of the East just because LeBron James left. They still want to be relevant. So this was a move they feel like they need to make and start from there.
They're gonna be at the bottom of the barrel. Without LeBron,
I don't
and
think
Cavs-
so. Not in the East.
Without the LeBron,
Not in the East.
Well, okay. I mean, that could be another conversation. But you can give me East teams that the Cavs will be behind. I think they may get 8th or 7th seed, if anything. They're not gonna be first seed. They weren't even first seed when LeBron was there. They was second seed when LeBron was there. Now, and that was because of LeBron. How many seeds you think because of him they put him up? He gave him at least 5. At least he jumped him from at least 6 to 2.
I mean, when you look at the East, I mean, the teams that did not make the playoffs this year were the the Hawks, the Magic, the Bulls, the Nets, Brooklyn Nets, the Knicks, Charlotte, and Detroit. I mean, even with Kevin Love, without LeBron James, they are still better than half these teams I'm looking at.
Atlanta, I would give Atlanta a nudge. That would get in. And Chicago. Well, Chicago got to get their act together a little bit more than what they have been doing.
Yeah.
The eighth seeded team in the East this year was Washington, who was the last seed.
Yeah.
They were only 4 games over 500.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's the East though.
In the West, the 8th seed had a record of 47-35.
See, and that's the lowest seed.
That's the lowest 8th playoff seed was Minnesota.
If you go top 8, if they do the playoffs like the WNBA is doing the playoffs, the best teams, heck, half the East won't make it. You can have maybe 3 teams in the East that'll make it.
The worst team in the East finished.
Although Mavericks was worse than the worst.
Oh goodness, the conference. Give me the conference. The worst team's record was. Well, you're just not going to give me what I need here. Here we go.
You just hitting that phone.
What it keep? Oh, overall, the worst team in the East finished. The worst team in the West, while I'm on the West, was no. Okay, now I got all the NBA teams.
Oh,
The worst team in the WNBA was in the West, finished at 21-6-1.
Right,
You
right.
said the WNBA?
No,
I
NBA.
meant the NBA. If I said W, I mean you now cover the
Okay,
wings.
okay.
They're in C's right now, but
It's the NBA, not the WNBA.
Well, it's just
Boy,
the W from the
okay.
NBA. That's the only difference. But I found it true that
I'm
the
getting
worst
you back.
team in the NBA was in the West, not in the East.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but
Atlanta was 24-58 versus Phoenix 21-61. As a matter of fact, the 2 worst teams in the NBA
Was in the
were
West.
from the West.
yeah, but the best teams were in the West also.
True.
Okay, what goes to say that's why your worst team's going to be in the West because they're playing West teams. I mean, come on now. If you're playing,
Okay, well, I give you that.
you're playing West
I
teams, so
give
you're
you
not
that.
going to have a great record so your record's going to be the worst.
Okay. Yes.
Oh, no, I'm
Right.
just listening. I'm
Oh, I thought
sorry.
you were trying to get
Breaking
No,
news
no,
or something
no,
like
no,
that.
no. Well, I did want to ask, were we going to talk about Dallas Cowboys?
Yes,
right?
we finna go. We going there.
I found this story about Michael Irvin and his thoughts about Dez Bryant, and I thought it was interesting.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so he said that
News from the
he's-
entertainment reporter.
he's very worried. Well, I still do sports. Come on now, I ain't here for just for my looks.
You're not here. Just you got responsibilities. Huh?
Yeah, I got responsibilities. So Michael Irvin is saying that he's worried about Dez Bryant's state of mind.
Because he ain't got a team yet.
Because he hasn't got a team yet. He's watching everybody go to training camp and so on and so forth. And so what he says is, he's got to feel that he's still great. I believe he is, but not having a deal done, not being with a team, that has to bother him.
It will work
And
on
there's
his
no
side.
getting around that. And he's saying that revenge, some of the tones that he had and some of the posts that he was making makes it sound like he's in a vengeful mindset.
We'll
And
keep
he
you.
says that can be very
We'll
dangerous.
keep teams away from you.
Mhm.
He
It says
should
it
have.
can also cloud his judgment, and he needs to focus on the fight in front of him, not the one behind him.
He should have signed with Baltimore.
Baltimore gave him a chance.
Yeah,
Why didn't he sign? What did
because
he
he
say?
said he wanted a
He
1
wanted to go
year.
to the East.
Baltimore was going to give him a 3 year. He wanted a 1 year so he can be beast mode and get a big old contract.
Mm.
Yep. He messed up.
He messed up. He should sign with Baltimore and kept it moving. And then
That-
he went. And then he
That
went.
was a gamble he took. I mean, I understand his thinking. He wanted a 1 year deal, like he said, be in beast mode and get a max contract the following year. But
who
what he
was
failed to
advising
realize
him?
was when you've been released by the Dallas Cowboys, you have another team offering you a lesser deal. You start from the bottom, work yourself back up
Take
Yes,
within that
You
deal.
take that lesser deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
He
it's-
lost out on that.
Yeah, and it's not
Man.
guaranteed that you're gonna be
And
beast mode next
opportunity
year.
might only knock once.
And if you listen to what the cornerbacks were saying about him, a lot of the cornerbacks said, "Man, he only got 3 routes." I mean, it wasn't the Cowboys saying this. This is other cornerbacks. Man, when I faced Dez, he only got 3
Janoris
routes.
Jenkins,
Yeah.
the main one.
Exactly.
Wow.
Him or who was the boy?
Josh
Norman. Yeah.
Yep.
Peterson. Patrick
Peterson.
Yeah. He only got 3 routes. You cover him 3 routes. You cover Dez.
You good.
Yeah. We don't need to double team. We don't need to roll. Don't roll over. Just he got 3 routes.
I think the one thing that people tend to forget about Dez Bryant is, despite that, you still have to account for him on the field anyway.
You do, and because he can go up and get a ball, but you have to where Dez is more dangerous is when he's going downfield and you throw it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's more dangerous when you gotta just throw it up.
Mm-hmm.
The issue between Dez and Dak is not just a throw it up type of quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Dak is a get open. Me and my boss was talking about this today. Well, I went into the Cowboy news.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about who are their receivers, and I said that all Dak needs to do is get a receiver to get open,
Yep.
That's all he needs to do is get up. If we call a play, Dak is almost like a timing quarterback. He's similar to a timing quarterback. If the route is this way, get open, I can hit you. And that's all you need. The beauty of the quote unquote Dak friendly offense is you got Zeke back there.
Right.
You know, as long as you got Zeke back there to keep the defenses honest, because they may run. And if we decide not to run, we can play action all day long.
Right.
Because you gotta bring up a safety or you gotta bring up a linebacker. As soon as you bring up a linebacker, I could dump a receiver in the middle and boom, it's all day long. And I say this all the time. Football is not 100 yards. It's only 10 yards. You get 10 yards. You get 10 yards. I can get 10 yards every single time. And I'm good. That's what football is all about. It's 10 yards.
I keep bringing this up. We're seeing that Dak Prescott, when targeting receivers, 7 receivers or fewer in his career, he's 8-8. When he targets 8 receivers or more, he is 14-2.
That means, you know what that says? That says I know how to check down. That says I don't target. I look at my progressions. I read all my progressions. That's the mark of a good quarterback. If all I have is 2 or 3 receivers to throw to, then I'm screwed.
When he throws 7 or fewer receivers, he averages 194 yards per game. When he throws to 8 or more receivers, he averages 242 yards a game. When he throws to 7 receivers or fewer, his touchdown to interception ratio is 21 TDs and 13 interceptions. When he throws to 8 or more receivers, 24 touchdowns and 4 interceptions.
Wow.
That means I got.
What does that tell you?
That means I got the lay of the land. That means I know how to look. I don't worry about I don't need no star receiver.
Right.
I just need a receiver to catch the ball.
Dak without Dez Bryant. This means either Dez was not in the game or he was not incorporated in the game plan.
Okay.
He is 3-0 with a completion percentage of 71%, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception with a passer rating of 116.
Without Dez.
Without Dez Bryant.
Wow.
Right, with him.
They didn't throw that up there.
Okay. But
This just proves the point
I don't
that
need,
without Dez, well, at my point, it proves the point. I believe when it came down, when the Cowboys decided to move on with Dez Bryant, Dak Prescott's voice played a huge role in that.
Exactly. He said, I don't need.
Whether he wants to come out and admit that or not.
Yeah. It's I don't need a star receiver. I don't need a prima donna. I need somebody to get open, and I guarantee you got Allen Hurns, who was that 2 years ago. He was like one of the best receivers in the NFL. You know. Then you got the boy Michael Gallup, who we don't know what he can bring.
He's supposed to run really good routes.
But he runs really good routes. And if you look at his career at what is that, Oregon?
I have to look that
I
up.
forget where he came from, but if you look at his career, this guy caught almost 100 some odd balls. What is that? Almost 200 some catches in 2 years. Receivers in college they're probably catching maybe 65, 70 passes a year. You know, this dude is catching 100 passes a year. You can't tell me that's production. And then you got the boy Cedric Wilson, who they say is supposed to be a speedster. What was it? You looking him up?
This is Colorado State.
Colorado State.
Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
In his junior year, he only played 2 years, 13 games per year. His first year, 76 receptions for 1,272 yards, 14 touchdowns. In his senior year, 13 games, 100 receptions for 1,418 yards and 7 TDs.
Wow.
He was a major part of that offense.
Exactly. In college receivers don't catch that many balls. That's just not the MO. Yeah, you can catch 70, 60 or something like that. That's a good receiver. This guy's catching 70 balls and 100 balls. He was the go-to guy. So you bring him to Dallas, he don't need to do all that hard work. He don't need to do all that heavy lifting. And then I think a Dak-friendly offense opens up Cole Beasley. So I don't necessarily, because one of the questions was asked, well, who's going to be a tight end? Does a Dak-friendly offense need a tight end?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
And then look at all these other offenses. Like, who is the Pittsburgh Steelers tight end?
Jesse James.
Nobody that you really scared of. You know. Okay, who is Minnesota's tight end?
Now, Kyle Rudolph is pretty good.
He's decent. Yeah, he gets over.
He's solid.
He's solid. He's solid. But he's not going. I mean,
he has Kirk Cousins now.
he's got Kirk Cousins now, and that maybe even worse. Who is now? Green Bay's got a tight end now.
Expect Jimmy Graham
Yeah, but
to
they
be one of the best receiving
but they
tight
didn't
ends
have,
in
but
the
they
NFL
didn't have
this
one
year.
last year, did they?
No,
No, but they still was in the playoffs.
they had Geronimo.
Yeah, I mean, but we think, oh my God, you don't have a tight end. The Cowboys are going to be. I mean, look at all these other teams that don't have tight ends. That's still good teams.
Cedric Wilson, Boise State, 2 years as well. First year, 56 receptions, 1,129 yards, and 11 touchdowns. His senior year, 83 receptions for 1,511 yards and 7 TDs.
Those are two receivers right there. I mean,
And we didn't mention Terrence Williams.
right? You got 10.
We ain't even talked about him.
Is he gonna have the electric bike with him? Terrence gonna have the electric bike.
You ain't mentioned Deontay Thompson, who
Deontay
they got in the trade
Deontay
from Chicago, who's a speedster.
Mm-hmm.
He's the fastest of all the receivers. We mentioned Cole Beasley, we got Allen Hurns, Michael Gallup. And then we didn't mention Noah Brown.
Noah Brown. We sure had mentioned Noah Brown.
Which I think his job is on the line this year.
Oh, you got all those other receivers sitting
Because
there.
of the other receivers,
And
right.
then if you want to go to the inside, let's say tight end, they're saying Rico Gathers supposed to be the breakout year. This is supposed to be his breakout year.
If Rico Gathers gets the snaps that a regular tight end would get, it's a
gonna be
wrap.
Ugly, yes.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
I've seen what I need to see out of him. The dude is a freak of an athlete. He don't have a tight end receiving polished skills,
But
but
once he
as he
gets
gets
it,
older,
oh
he
my
can
God,
get it.
yeah.
But just by his raw talent,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he can jump too.
the dude can jump and run over you.
He can go up and get yeah. So and then you got that. The offensive line,
Yeah,
solid.
solid.
Solid offensive line.
Solid.
And then they're saying this boy Bo Scarborough. You see how many? Bo Scarborough. What's his?
Bo Scarborough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see how much he lift?
Yeah, he's
What's
a
that?
power lifter.
415, 420 or something like that.
425.
425.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this dude is huge.
Now he has to beat out
Rod Smith. That's
to
it.
stay on the roster.
But you can have a shoot. They brought 3 last year.
And I don't think he's gonna make it.
No, they brought 3. They brought 3.
Rod Smith not only established himself as a shockingly to me,
But
he's
last
a
year,
better runner than I thought he was.
I know he is. But last year, who they have? They had Alfred Morris. They had
Rod Smith,
and they had
Ezekiel,
McFadden.
and
they
McFadden.
Had, they had 4. They took 4.
McFadden retired.
Yeah. So
I
now
don't think
you
that gave him a chance. So they let
Right.
Rod Smith, who
Alfred
was
Morris is
decent.
gone. So now you got his Rod Smith, Bo Scarborough.
Wait a minute, it's
Morris is
Alfred.
gone.
Oh, you sure about that?
Yep, Morris is gone. Yep, they
I
let
thought
him
he
go.
was still on the roster.
Nope, they let him go.
Where'd he go?
Morris is gone. I don't even know where he's at.
I thought he was still on the roster.
Nope, he's gone. So now you got Rod Smith, Bo Scarborough, Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yep, Morris is gone. So there's your 3 right there.
Dang.
So you can't see that Honda riding around town no more. But no,
he is.
Yeah, their offense is gonna be nice.
He was not re-signed at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, their offense is gonna be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not worried about their offense. I'm not worried about how well Dak would do. Although that's the question. These are questions, some camp questions. Will Dak rebound? Did he have a bad year last year?
It was to me it was average. You saw a quarterback who got beat in the backfield when he had no protection to his
to his right.
it was his
To his
blind
left, to his
side.
left, to his left,
It was
yeah.
to his blind side.
Mhm.
He never I keep bringing this up. He has yet to miss a game.
Right. Yeah.
Despite the way he was getting hit without the services of Tyron Smith.
And
He was getting beat up. He had no Zeke Elliott, and he still hung in there. He finished 9-7.
They nice. Yeah.
I mean, he's a career win-loss record 22-10 right now.
Yeah, you without Zeke, you lose 3. You win. He wins 3 without Zeke.
Right.
You keep Zeke there, you win them 3.
Yeah.
Now you're 11-5.
Now, one game last year that bothered me when you had both of them on the field
Yeah,
when
right.
we played the Rams. When the Rams came to town and just dusted the
Well,
Cowboys.
no, the Cowboys.
This was Zeke on the field and Dak Prescott on the field and Dez Bryant.
Was that the first? That was an early game, wasn't it? That was before.
That was
Zeke got
after the
suspended.
Denver game.
Yeah, that was after. Yeah, I think the Denver
Todd
game.
Gurley was just all over the field.
Yeah, I think. Well, but you didn't have Sean Lee either.
I don't think we did. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
I think, but having said that though, I think that Denver game is what took a lot out of the Cowboys.
Yeah, we had everybody. Sean Lee was even in that game.
Yeah, that
And
game right there took a lot.
That's
out
a
of the
game.
Cowboys.
I'll never forget the stat. Zeke Elliott, 9 carries, 8 yards.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, that was a game that where had he rushed for at least 80 yards or something like that, he would have probably broken a rookie running back record.
Mm-hmm.
But you get that game.
But he wasn't a rookie last year.
No. He would have broken a running back record for rushing for over 100. I think 80 yards in his first.
Oh, okay.
You know. But you get that game, and you go to the Rams game, and they was kind of hanging in there with the Rams. And Rams just kind of pulled away. Rams just kind of. I think they was kind of in there with the Rams. I don't think they got just blowed out. I think they was. It was a game. Let me see something here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they. Here it is, 2018 or 2017. Oh, they're playing the Rams again this year. Let's see something here. No silent talking on. So.
This just broke. David Irvin will not face discipline from the domestic violence case,
Right.
nor will he report the training camp due to continual personal issues.
Oh, really? Oh, he's going through.
He will
something.
not report the training camp.
Wow.
So it was 30-35.
35-30. And if the score was closer than what the game indicated.
Actually, the Cowboys were up. Yeah, this was last year. So it started out 3-3 in the first quarter. Second quarter, Dallas went up on a 20.
They were 24-16.
24-16.
That third quarter.
Third quarter got them.
Yep.
Third quarter got them. Dallas didn't score anything in the third quarter. They only scored 6 points in the fourth quarter.
What was Todd Gurley's receiving numbers?
Gurley was
Receiving.
okay. That's rushing there. God dog. 7 receptions for 90
He was the
yards.
leading receiver
And
and
the
leading
leading
rusher
rusher.
in that game.
Yeah,
That's
they
a problem.
They couldn't have an. They didn't have not have an answer.
That's
so
a problem.
So it wasn't a Ezekiel Elliott.
What was his numbers?
It wasn't Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott thing. Elliott he rushed for 85 yards, 4.0 yards per carry. So he had 4 catches for 54 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the leading receiver was Dez Bryant, who had 5.
He almost broke 100 yards that game.
Yeah.
As you can see.
But it wasn't an offense thing. It wasn't an Elliott, Dak
Look who
Prescott
your
thing.
second leading receiver was. Zeke Elliott.
Zeke Elliott, yeah.
Not good.
The third was Terrence Williams. Terrence Williams
This was
disappeared.
34 yards. So
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Zeke Elliott had more receiving yards than T. Will.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I mean, but it wasn't that issue. The issue was nobody had an answer for Todd Gurley.
Look at Tavon Austin's numbers that game.
6 for 48, and that's who we got. Oh,
He
the
was
other,
rushing.
yes, yeah, and that
That's
is
the other
rushing,
receiver
yeah,
that we have.
yeah, and that's the other thing we never mentioned. Tavon Austin.
Which I think, depending on how he's using this offense, will be a surprise if you use them right.
Well, remember who is that? Used to he's going to take the place of golly. Used to play with the
Look at Whitehead.
No, not Whitehead. No, heck no. I mean, he will return kicks.
That fly sweep.
Turn key. He ain't gonna get no dogs in trouble though. Anyway, who was that played with Tony Romo when he had that third down back? Who was that?
Lance Dunbar.
Lance Dunbar.
Yeah.
That's
Who was with the Rams?
that's Tavion Austin.
What was Tavon Austin's receiving numbers that game?
Tavon Austin's receiving numbers were nothing. It don't look like it. 1 for 2. max
Negative 2.
2. Yeah, they didn't use
So
him
he
as
was
a
mainly
receiver.
a rusher in that game.
Yeah, they didn't use
which
him as
is
a
how
receiver.
he will be used in this offense.
No, I think he's gonna be used. I think he's gonna be used as a third down back out of the backfield.
I think he's gonna be multi-purpose.
Yeah, that is multi-purpose. You put him in the backfield, but I mean, shoot, you got too many.
I'm
damn
talking about
backs.
as a receiver in certain packages, as a running back when Zeke is either in the game or in the package. Even his best suit is kickoff return.
I know he's gonna kick off return. Oh yeah.
What was his numbers then?
Yeah. I know he's gonna kick off return. That's his big thing right there. Kickoff return.
Punt returns 3
3
for
for
20.
20.
Kickoff return was Pharaoh Cooper. Okay.
Yeah, 3 for 20. Pharrell Cooper killed us too.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's his best thing, Tavon. And that's the other person we didn't mention is Tavon Austin.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be that key. I'm telling you, this offense is going to be set up for a Dak Prescott. But Tavon Austin, you can put Tavon and Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, have Tavon run out. Now Dallas has created the sweep that they do. They did it 2 years in a row. This not the sweep, the screen pass with Ezekiel Elliott. First year they did it was with Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh. And he took it to the house. The second time they did it was against San Francisco.
Yep, took it
to the house.
Yeah.
They're gonna do it again and guess what he's doing? He's gonna take it to the house. That's gonna be their play that they got to figure out how to stop. Once those and they got the offensive linemen to get out in coverage.
And then we drafted Connor Williams.
Yes, who's gonna wind up starting?
Another rookie that has fresh legs and that was pretty good at UT.
Yeah.
So without Dez Bryant, I think the media is putting it to where the Cowboys will be probably one of the bottom 5 teams in the NFL in terms of passing. But I say otherwise when I saw Dak Prescott's numbers when he throws to 8 or more receivers without Dez Bryant.
Right. He's
a more efficient
quarterback. Yeah, so you don't need Dez.
See, Dez Bryant success was based upon the play of Tony Romo.
Exactly.
It's just cut and dry.
Because Tony Romo knew how to get Dez the ball.
Right.
And he knew where to put the ball for Dez. Because Tony Romo was one of those gunslingers. Dak Prescott is not that gunslinger.
When Tony Romo left, so was Dez Bryant's career.
Well, Dez Bryant's career has been declining anyway.
When Tony Romo was on the field, Dez Bryant was the premier receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
As long as Tony Romo was on the field.
Yeah, because Tony Romo just throw it up there and he'll get it.
I mean, it was just that rapport that they had.
Yeah. And
the spots to throw it in. And that Prescott and Bryant just
couldn't get along.
Just couldn't.
But it's hard.
Connect.
It's hard to connect when you have a quarterback that, number one, is I'm throwing it when you open. My whole career, I throw it when you open. When you're not open, I can't throw it because you're not open, and I can't force a ball that you want me to force a ball into. I'm not Tony Romo. So get open. Well, he ain't got the 3 routes, and at times you did get open. You do a slant route, and you got the ball in your hands, and you miss the ball, and then get an interception. And Dak hates interceptions.
Yes, he
so
does.
He's not gonna try that again.
His interception total went up his second year.
Yeah, he had 8 this year. I mean, 4 the first year, 8 the second year.
And that's still good.
That's still good. Yeah, that's wait. We remember 13 and 14 interceptions in the season.
Tony Romo.
Yeah,
because he threw picks.
Yeah, he was a picking machine, wasn't he?
So yeah.
All right, that's about enough of football we can get for today. Next week, we have Daryl Armstrong.
Next week also we need to post a question.
All right.
This is sports now. He say, she say.
All right.
Who is the greatest athlete in the history of Dallas-Fort Worth?
Ooh. Okay.
Do not give answers.
Who's the greatest athlete in the history of Dallas-Fort Worth? Okay, that's a good question. We'll post that one.
And a week after that, the opposite. Who was the... How can I word this? Who was the greatest... Who was the... I got a word together, but what I'm saying is, who was the... How can I say? Spit out, Lewis. What athlete, you could think of that had potential, but was the
greatest bust?
yeah, you can say it like that. The greatest waste of talent
From Dallas.
from the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Okay, I got answers for that right now. Anyway,
So next week, right now, whether they're retired or not, who is the greatest athlete in the history of Dallas-Fort Worth?
from Dallas Fort Worth.
No, that played
In Dallas.
in Dallas. They can be from Dallas as well,
But they
but
played in Dallas.
their career was one where when you think of this person,
You think
you
of
knew
Dallas.
he played for the Cowboys, Stars, Sidekicks, Mavericks, Rangers.
Roy Tarpley.
Okay.
All right. I got you though.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that. Next week we'll have Daryl Alexander from Brick House Lounge.
Is it Alexander? I
Yeah,
thought
it's
you said
Alexander.
something else.
It's Daryl Alexander from
Oh, okay.
Brick House Lounge. He will be here next week. Again, Willie Burton is coming in next week.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So he's been down again on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll get him in next week too. All right, this has been 411 Sports Talk Radio, 411radionetwork.com. Thank you, Professor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Security. Thank you. She's gone.
She gone.
TJ. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We are out.
We're out.
See ya.
Peace out.
Let's go. End the song. Or you already turned it off?
Yeah, you can put the song on. The theme song, not something else.
I'm looking for it.